York City. New York City. New York City.
New York. Are y'all ready for this? Come on, come on, come on.
New York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
I'm gonna take you back to NYC. I've been to a million other places, but you still my
New
streets.
York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
Yeah, I'm talking about the NYC. It's my city, and I'm repping to the death for me. Yeah, steady hustle in the city that never sleeps. Street smart, headstrong, never weak. Forever deemed as the #1 legends. We hold it down. New York, Jersey represented. No competing when you talking about the 5 B's. BX, BK, Staten, Manhattan, Queens. Stay connected like the pieces in a puzzle piece. You wanna step to the best, motherfucker, please. Real low when I roll down the city streets. Cats wanna clone the flow. Ha, mini me's. Cause real recognize real when we ripping beats. Raising the bar too high. With the epitome of grace in the wax. When we lacing the tracks. New York representing till I'm fading to black. Yo, and I've been all across the map. But there's a reason why I always come back to the NYC. We back.
I'm going back.
Are y'all ready?
I'm going back.
Let's go.
New York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
I'm gonna take you back to NYC. I've been to a million other places, but you still my
New
streets.
York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
Yeah, I'm talking about the NYC. It's my city, and I'm repping to the death for me.
New York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
I'm gonna take you back to NYC. I've been to a million other places, but you still my
New
streets.
York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
Yeah, I'm talking about the NYC. It's my city, and I'm repping to the death for me. Yeah, steady hustle in the city that never sleeps. Street smart, headstrong, never weak. Forever deemed as the #1 legends. We hold it down. New York, Jersey represented. No competing when you talking about the 5 B's.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lowdown in Brooklyn, right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, your Canadian wrestling podcast that talks about the WWE and NXT and no holds barred on anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow my co-host at Michael Chow TV on Twitter as well. If you guys want to listen to us on the go, we are available to listen to on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and Spreaker. Spreaker is a glorious podcast app that is available for all Android and Apple devices. It is free to download. You can chat with us when we are live on the air when we do the Lowdown show. And you can also listen to all previous episodes of the podcast on there as well. So all the links for that will be down in the description below right here on YouTube Live. That's right. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/NHBWR. Hit that subscribe button, that little bell icon for all upload updates. As always, I'm your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, here live on YouTube. Yes, for once in a blue moon, we're always here live on YouTube, and I am always joined on the Lowdown show, I guess you can say, by my co-host. He is the host that runs the West Coast, Michael Chow.
Hello, always been joined. Yes, right. I'm here. I'm back. I'm late, but I'm here. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone.
We had some issues. Obviously, we have issues. I mean, it's going from Spreaker to YouTube all the time. There's always technical issues. You have to get everything right. We'll get it one day. We'll get it down one day.
I also take partial blame because for those of you who don't know, I live in California. Kyle lives in Canada, and I actually got the timing wrong. I thought we were starting in 1 hour. So, hey, don't blame me. Blame Canada.
I blame the time zones. Oh, what was it? South Park? Blame Canada. Blame Canada. Anyways,
Canada.
Thank you guys for tuning in on YouTube Live with us for the prediction show for TakeOver Brooklyn 4 and SummerSlam this weekend, or a lot of people like to say Summer Scam, because it is sort of a scam. We're getting half of SummerSlam and half of Extreme Rules 2.0. which we'll get into that in the predictions today on the show. I'll show some love over the chat right now. We got That Ass Podcast, who's here with Jimmy and Justin. Justin was just in a pop-off. What's going on? He's joining the chat as well. What's going on? We got X Gilly Gaming. What's going on? Glorious Greg. And we also have No Laura. I'm sorry, I don't remember who you are. I know you have a different alias on YouTube. I apologize if I don't remember who you are, but thank you for joining the chat, guys. But awesome. We're here, YouTube Live. You can see my beautiful face. I wish we can get Michael's in here, but I couldn't get the graphic done in time to get a double camera, but next time. Anyways, big weekend coming up.
It's probably best because I am naked, guys. I am naked, so it's probably best you guys.
He is butt
this,
naked.
So.
I can see it on Skype, unfortunately.
Naked
guys,
medium.
I have to deal with that for the rest of the show. No holds barred, guys. No holds barred. Anyways, how the show is going to break down is going to be a little bit different than what we usually do on YouTube Live, and kind of like our shows like this. As you know, I love to do these lowdown in wherever for these big prediction shows. Jimmy is waving. What's going on, Jimmy? I'm waving at you. Michael Chow's waving too, in his naked self. Anyways, we're gonna go over, do a quick recap of what's happened this week on all the go home shows. Nothing too long. Then we're gonna do the Skype calls right away. Usually we save the Skype calls to the end. We're gonna do them right away this time because I want to get your guys' opinion in first, and I want to again, like we said before, we want to make this podcast about you fans out there. So we're gonna do the Skype call-ins first this time. So if you want to add us on Skype, No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, all separate words, add us on there. We'll add you to the contact list. We'll let you call in and chat some wrestling with us, guys. So we're going to do the Skype call-ins. Then we're going to do some contests in between or after that. I got a Wrestle Rumble pick-em to give away, and if you guys don't know what that is, I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys right now. They do an awesome, and I say it every time on the Lowdown Show, they do an awesome pick-em contest every single time. On Twitter and their page, WrestleRumble.com. Go check them out, guys. They have their SummerSlam Pick'em contest. Look at that. First place is $1,000 cash. Or cash, well, you can make it into cash. They'll send it over to you. Anyway, second place and third place get $100. Fourth place, fifth place get $50. And sixth to 10th place will get a free entry into the next Wrestle Rumble Pick'em. And also, if you keep doing these Wrestle Rumble contests, you get to be added into the MVP standings for a really cool prize at the end of the wrestling year. So you want to keep doing these Wrestle Rumble contests to get those MVP points, and you can see there, first to fifth place gets 25 points, sixth to 10th 20, 11 to 15th 15, and 16th to 20th gets 10 MVP points.
Ooh, they get to be put in the Montel Vontavious Porter.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
They also do a contest for the Grade A brand, and that's NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. First place gets $100 and 40 Montel Vontavious Porter points. Then second to fifth place gets $40 MVP points. Sixth to 10th, 35. 11th to 15th, 30, and 16th to 20th, 25. And they're also doing a third contest for this special SummerSlam. All participants in the NXT TakeOver and SummerSlam Pick'em contest are automatically entered into a free drawing for the replica Winged Eagle Championship belt, which is quoted to be the greatest looking championship belt of all time. The drawing will be done random on a random.org and will take place the day after SummerSlam. Additional entries, you can purchase additional entries for $3 each at WrestleRumble.com, guys. So go check them out, guys. They are our lovely friends at WrestleRumble.com. So go show them some love. Add them on Twitter at WrestleRumble and check out their pick'em contests at WrestleRumble.com. Oops, I almost played the intro again. But it was a pretty cool intro. I love that song. That New York song's really cool. Anyways, so that's how the show is going to go. And by the end of the show, or after the Skype calls, we're going to do the predictions. So we'll do the contest in between the Skype calls, and then we'll do the predictions for TakeOver, then SummerSlam. So that will finish off the show. Because again, we want to make it about you guys. So you guys want to call in, add us on Skype, No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, all separate words, and I'll add you to the contact list. I'm gonna make sure now that we have anybody added to the contact list, because I believe I got a message from someone. No, okay, I thought I had a notification. Guess not. But again, guys, if you guys want to add us on Skype, No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, add us on there, and we will add you to the Skype list. You can call in. But, Michael, it's going to be interesting. Now, I already got a call coming in.
It is.
Hold up. The calls are not happening yet. I told you we're going over the recap first. So Tiffany, I know you're trying to call in right now. Please wait. We're going to do the recap. Then I'll let you know when the calls can come in. Okay. Got that out of the way. So Michael, go home shows this week.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, real fast. Sorry to cut you off, but
No
are
worries.
you able to make me an admin on YouTube, because
I can.
It's not allowing me to. It won't allow me to participate in the chat. It says I need a channel, which is odd because I have my own YouTube channel, but for some
How
reason
dare they?
How dare they?
Okay, I'm gonna see how do I do that.
It's because I'm naked, isn't it?
I think they heard you that you were naked.
Fair enough.
I wonder how do I add you as an admin? That's the best. That's the one thing I don't know what to do. Is add you as an admin. How do I do that? I think you need to be. How do I?
I think you did it for Cappy one time, because Cappy asked you to add him as an admin.
Oh, because he said something in the chat, and I can do it from there. I think you need to say something in the chat, but I don't know why I won't let you say anything in the chat, because I have it open to anybody. I put no restrictions on our channel.
I just put something on using my phone, but it's not letting me do anything, because I'm on my laptop too.
Yeah.
So
Huh, that's interesting.
it's cool. I'll just.
Oh, there you go. There you
the
go.
show must go
I
on.
see you.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Yeah, okay, I've added you as a moderator as well. I've added Dadass Pocket since we are a moderator in their chat. I'll make them a moderator as well.
Cool.
Anyways, so we'll kick off by just recapping quickly what's happened this week on the Go Home shows. We're only going to spend about 5 to 10 minutes on this. Glorious Greg saying Michael Chow's the new Val Venus. How do you feel about that, Michael? Do you love being the new Val Venus?
I don't think so, because Val Venus wears a towel. I'm more like the naked Midian, okay? Or
The
let's see
naked
here.
Midian.
Yes, sir.
God. But the Go Home shows this week were interesting. I wouldn't really call
I didn't
them
watch.
Go Home shows.
Trash.
They are more like trash shows. But the only thing that came out of Raw that was something to talk about, obviously is the only thing to talk about. Well, there's two things that happened on Raw. Was obviously the let's feel bad for Roman Reigns when he gets pepper sprayed. Oh no.
That was some of
no.
the worst things I have ever seen. Can I just say this
so
this feud has
bad.
been shit. This feud has been shit since Jump Street. And out of the 3 times they've had this match, this is the worst lead-in, and that's not saying much, I've ever seen. Pepper spray. Like, what is this? I don't understand. Couldn't Brock Lesnar just beat him up? Why do he need to be pepper sprayed?
Because
Was
we're
he about to
supposed
do
to
like a-
we're
was he-
supposed to feel
Was
bad.
he about to rape? Was he about to rape Paul Heyman in a dark alley? I don't know what pepper spray.
Supposed to feel bad for poor Roman Reigns right there. We're supposed to feel bad for him. It's so stupid. Why do we feel it? I don't understand this. For one, Michael. The point was to get it to try to get it's still try to get Roman over. That's still the agenda here, which is literally not ever going to work. For one, he's never going to get over. 2, they kind of already. I mean, everyone was expecting. Okay, they can't do anything at SummerSlam, then have Paul Heyman turn on him. But they kind of already they teased that on Raw this weekend, and they kind of made it backfire. To me, it's like, okay, so now they're not doing it. They kind of just, or are they still doing it? Are they still going to do the turn? Like, did Roman Reigns take the pepper spray? Like, this was all planned between him and Paul.
I
You know what I
just
mean?
I do, but I just don't understand. How do you go from Brock Lesnar F5 Kurt Angle, and then a week after that nothing happened, and then Brock Lesnar telling Paul Heyman we're not friends, okay, we never were, and he even freaking like threw Paul Heyman to the mat and said, look at him, and then Paul Heyman pepper sprays Roman Reigns. I don't
Right.
get this. Like, you can have a scene where Paul Heyman's like contemplating, oh, maybe I'm not Brock Lesnar's friend. Should I be on Roman's side or something? I just want to say, in the whole history of macing people, you generally only mace rapists. So are they saying Roman Reigns is a rapist? They're saying Roman Reigns is a rapist because he only maced people who are about to rape people.
So he's
right?
a rapist
I
and he takes down U.S. Marshals. What a
Jesus.
stud Roman Reigns is. He is a good role model for us. Have a nice day.
Worst feud going into SummerSlam. And
It's
it's going to main event. I know it's going to main event.
Do they realize that the crowd is going to eat that match alive? It's the Brooklyn crowd. I hope they're expecting that, and I hope I bet you they are expecting it, but they have this like idea they think that's like, oh, we're gonna fool them all. They're gonna start cheering somebody.
The biggest irony here is Paul Heyman maced Roman Reigns. And that's exactly what all the fans are going to do. They're going to mace themselves in the eyes to spare themselves to watch this horrible match. And by the way, you're going to have to review this match because I refuse to watch this match again.
No,
so,
do they...
Kyle, you're going to have to take one for the team. I'm not doing it.
I don't know. No, I'm trying to think of what I was trying to say. Do they go the route of... I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say here is I don't know. I don't know because I don't know how to feel about this match. I'm not excited for it because we're seeing it for like the 100th time in a row. They're going to have it in the main event of SummerSlam, so you know there's going to be some sort of swerve. But what swerve can they do that they haven't done already in this type of match? Well, you're gonna tell me that the Braun Strowman cash-in is the best swerve in this situation because it's never been done. Hello, people out there. Did you forget WrestleMania 31? The exact same match, and they had a cash-in that won the championship. I know it was mid or near the end of the match. It was in the match. Regardless of the situation, it's still the same thing. They're not coming up with anything new here. So what makes us care about this main event? I've heard people predict that they should have a shock factor and have Roman squash Brock Lesnar like Goldberg. Have it a freaking minute match. Save the crowd from shitting all over it. Like you might get into a situation where the crowd's chanting "na na 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 hey goodbye" to Brock Lesnar, just like the last time at WrestleMania 20. Because everyone knows after this he's going to the UFC to fight Daniel Cormier. What do you do in this situation? To me, I like that idea. Maybe Roman squashing Brock in like 2 seconds. It's something.
I would accept that, but it can't main event because, I mean, you were there in the building. When that happened between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, it might have been awesome, but I just thought, we're seriously ending SummerSlam this? They're ending the pay-per-view early.
I was in the building. I still have it. It's still on our Twitter channel. If you go back far enough into April, I left about 2 minutes in. I left. Me and like 80 other 1,000 people, we left. There so many people leaving the building while the match was going on. I couldn't stand it anymore. I left. I don't care how much I paid for my ticket. I left. It was garbage. I got what I paid for. That was the end of the night. I was tired as shit. I'm leaving. I don't need to see that. It's a good thing I left. It was a terrible match. I went right back and watched it. Garbage. Anyways, other big thing that happened on Raw, Dean Ambrose. He's back in phenomenal shape. Guy's freaking most jacked I've ever seen him. And I don't know, how long has he been gone for? I was trying to remember. Was it like 8 months? How long when was the last time we saw Dean Ambrose in a ring?
I don't know. Maybe you can ask Renee. She was on commentary, so this might have been the best night of her life.
I mean, I didn't hear
no
a
pun
peep
intended.
out of her. She was pretty quiet while on commentary. Just saying.
Well, that was probably Vince. He's like, for the shock factor to promote WWE Evolution, we're putting Renee on there, but she won't say a word.
Okay.
Well, let her say Roman's name, but that's it.
Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So Dean Ambrose back, shaved head. That's interesting.
Something new.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, you can tell that he would need to have shaved his head eventually. His hairline's fallen back. But, it's definitely a different look. It's... You know what was weird? And someone pointed it out on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, I see it. That there was 2 different people in this match, or in this segment, that looked like a version of Triple H. We had Dolph Ziggler when he looked like the long-haired Triple H from back in the day, like the Hunter Hearst Helmsley days. He had the same kind of hair, almost dressed the same way. Then you had Dean Ambrose coming out, shaved head, jeans, tucked-in shirt, like the badass Triple H, like the shaved head Triple H. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I'm like, oh, that's weird that I noticed that. I can't unsee it now.
Oh man.
But Dean Ambrose coming back.
Can I?
Do you think this was too early?
Can I? Yes, I was about to actually interrupt you and say that SummerSlam is about having the big shock factor, right? And I just don't understand why they couldn't save this until SummerSlam, because the match is still going down, and we get another Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, and it would have just made so much sense. Drew McIntyre gets involved, and out comes Dean Ambrose. They do the thing, and then they do the thing with the Shield. They're posing. That would have been the big factor. But I guarantee you, no one outshadows Roman Reigns. You hear me? Vince McMahon wants everyone talking about Roman Reigns winning that title. They don't want to talk about Dean Ambrose coming back. They don't want to talk about nothing. Roman Reigns winning that stupid fruit roll-up title is going to be the main thing. And Vince, he's not allowing anything else big happening out of this freaking match. You might as well just had Roman Reigns on the poster instead of just 4 people who are both from Raw. And all Raw pay-per-view, by the way.
I mean, you're not wrong. It was. I agree that it was way too early, way too early. I think they could have done this at SummerSlam. They could have done this before the match at SummerSlam. I think, like they could have done this like as Seth Rollins was coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. I don't know what to think about this situation. So they're having a one-on-one match with managers in the corners. Is that what this is? Like, obviously, there's going to be something where both of them get kicked out or what? Like, what's happening with this? Like, I don't get it. I guess we'll just save that for the predictions. As for SmackDown, didn't really watch it. Kind of checked the highlights out. Nothing stood out to me out of SmackDown. It looked like just another build-up episode. Even though it's a go-home show, you kind of want to knock it out of the park. I don't feel like they did. I know SmackDown's been good lately, and I'll give them credit. I think they didn't really knock it out of the park as a go-home show in terms of that lately, Michael. I don't know if you agree with that.
It's been a long time since I've seen a go-home show where I said, man, this was the best go-home show. I definitely need to watch this pay-per-view. I mean, NXT, yes, but main roster, I don't think so. No. I mean, jeez.
At least SmackDown, we are getting different some of them, there are different matches from Extreme Rules. Like, obviously, the main SmackDown match is AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. Huge match. Everyone is very excited for it. That's kind of my main event. I don't know about you, Michael. That's the one I'm looking most forward to, especially at SmackDown.
The one I'm actually looking forward to the most is actually The Miz versus Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah, that too. I totally forgot about that. But, again, that's another thing that was a little bit too early, but we don't know what's going on with the Daniel Bryan contract talk, so maybe it's best that we do get it at SummerSlam. And it's a Big Four pay-per-view. You got to treat it as a big match. It is a big match, so it's at a Big Four pay-per-view. So you got to still remember that although it is a shitty built card, SummerSlam is one of the Big Fours. So we're going to have some big matches. So shockingly enough,
sure?
It's one of the Big Fours. Shockingly.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
I wouldn't have guessed.
The more you know. The more you know.
Anyways, they kind of ruined the whole women's championship thing by adding Charlotte because she's got to be in every goddamn championship match on the face of the planet. She cannot be in it. So, obviously, Becky's not winning anymore. I can't see her winning. So, it is what that is. As for NXT...
This big, yep.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, this all-women's pay-per-view, you got to have their main star, Charlotte, going in there as champion. So,
right. As for NXT this week... I didn't watch. don't hate on me.
No.
I got home late and I was trying to get all this editing done for the video and everything, and I totally forgot to go back and watch it. I read the results, something I never do for NXT because I'm an NXT mark. I'm a smart mark for NXT. I'll say it any day of the week. Love NXT. I just missed this week because been busy and I had a really busy day today. I had to stay at work late, so didn't get to catch it. I read the results. I thought it was a decent show. I don't know what it was like on TV, Michael, but I'm gonna have you help me a lot here.
I'm afraid I can't because I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I said it earlier because I miscalculated the time. I was literally watching NXT when I realized that the show was going to be on the air. So if you read the results, I started setting up for the show. I stopped watching during Velveteen Dream and EC3. So anything that happened after that, I have no idea what happened. I was very curious, but because, I assume they pre-tape these shows. Mm-hmm. And if Aleister Black got injured, did they have to re-tape like a part of the show?
I think it's
Like, was there a part?
I think what they did last week was smart because we know that the show last week was taped before the injury, and they released everything on YouTube Live or YouTube exclusive. They added all that after. That was all done after. We had that thing where we had the mystery of who attacked Aleister Black.
Who?
I really wanted to see what they did to forward that this week. From what I read, it was just all like pay-per-view hype. There wasn't really anything good. I think that the main thing that stood out to everybody this week was Tyler Bate versus Roderick Strong. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch that match. So again, I think we can kind of save NXT because we've seen the whole build up to now. They really didn't need to do anything more for us, did they? Like, they've built NXT TakeOver Brooklyn for so good to this point. They really could have sacrificed the go home show because they did such a good job building to that point. WWE's got to fucking put all their eggs in one basket and scramble around and try to get the best go home show to get people hype, and they failed at that this week completely, especially Raw completely has been trash. Like, I'm sorry, people have been saying it for weeks that we are treading PG era territory. I think we've actually have 1 foot over the line right now, and we have the best Raw. We have a non-comparable roster from the last PG era. We have the best roster we've ever had on paper, and we're still booking like shit. We're booking as shitty as we did in the PG era. How do you do that with the best roster ever? I don't get it.
I don't know what to tell you. When we get a segment where a wrestler gets maced, I don't know what to tell you. I seriously don't.
They can't lie to us. Vince Russo is back. He's got to be back. Vince Russo, come out and let us know, bro. Come on, bro. You're behind the helm, bro. You riding Raw, bro. You got to be, bro. He's got to be. There's no other way to explain it. He's riding Raw. He's got to be.
Yeah, bro. You got to bring back the NWO, bro. Everyone joining,
bro. You got to put everything on a pole, bro. It makes everything better on a pole, bro.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you mace him, bro. He's getting maced, bro. Yeah, mace him again, bro.
It's real to everyone, damn it, bro. Anyways, that's the quick recap for this week, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it is. They were shitty go-home shows. NXT really didn't need to have a go-home show because the pay-per-view is so greatly built. I'm so excited for TakeOver on Saturday. You have no idea. I have more hype for TakeOver this weekend than I don't think I've ever had for a WWE pay-per-view in a long time. That's pretty sad. Anyways, so since I said in the beginning of the show that we would get to the Skype calls, first in the beginning of the show. I think do I want to do a contest beforehand? No, we'll do the contest after the first call. Tiffany, I know you want to call in. I do have. I think there's a lot of people on Skype right now, so I'm gonna give it a. What I'm gonna give it? I'm gonna give it a first come. Should we do a first come first serve? Okay, I'm gonna do a countdown. Okay, that's what we'll do. I'll do the countdown, and then after I say go, the first person that calls in, guess you can't. If I see your name pop up while I'm on the countdown, disqualified. Tiffany, automatically. Didn't I just say it? Tiffany's calling disqualified. Tiffany, she's
excited.
You wait. I know you're excited to call it, but wait. Just wait. I have to do the countdown. I got to make this fair. I got to make it fair. Again, it's for everybody.
Tiffany, you got to wait, bro.
You got to wait, bro. You got to wait for the countdown, bro. Anyways, so I'll do the countdown, and the first person to call in after I say, and I'll count for YouTube delay. Don't worry. I'll wait like 5 seconds after. I'll count for, and the first person that calls in, I'll patch you through. You'll be the first people to call right here on the lowdown in Brooklyn. So, Michael, I'm going to give the countdown.
Ooh. No, wait, so this is a 10 count?
I'll start at 10.
Oh, can we call this the No Holds Barred Top 10?
Oh, my God.
Countdown?
We are not doing
this
top
one's
10.
Actually going to matter. This one's actually going to matter, though. Okay?
And we're not going to forget it. We're not going to forget about it a week later.
No, this is actually going to contribute. When we say that this top 10 is actually going to contribute, it's actually going to happen.
Oh.
So here we go, guys.
Okay.
No Holds Barred Top 10.
Top 10. Countdown. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start off. Okay, get your fingers ready. And we're going to go in 5. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait, what the hell? That is right. You have all just been swerved. If you don't know what I mean, I would love for all of you to welcome back to the show, formerly known as the Main Event Maharaja, now known as NXB, Brian. What is going on, bro?
What up, guys? I would love to say it's good to be back, but the first thing I see is a naked Michael Chow, and I'm not sure I want to be here anymore.
Wait, what the heck is going on here?
He doesn't know. I'm sorry, Mike. I couldn't tell you, but we have swerved you all. And you too, Michael. I'm sorry. We had to include you in the swerve, but the whole thing was a joke.
It was a work.
We were tired of
WWE's creative. We wanted to show Michael his creative sucked, so we did our own creative genius.
What the heck is this?
I'm sorry,
Are you
Michael.
guys
I'm
kidding me?
sorry. I'm doing this live on the air. I'm sorry, Michael. We're not
Sorry,
kidding
Michael.
you. It was,
Wow.
that whole
Oh
argument
my
was a joke. We planned that. Me and Brian planned that argument. Oh, Brandy's lost because you had to have been watching the show every week, Brandy, to know what's going on. Anyways, it was a work.
Michael,
To all you listeners out there, it was a work. It was a work.
it was a work.
Very good work. Very
It was
convincing work because we caught Michael. Brian, you know, but
I
Michael
thought-
was messaging me after, like, making sure I was okay for weeks. Like, he was, like, really worried about me.
Michael, I'm sorry.
I was
didn't-
like,
Michael was calling or texting me, messaging me, and I just didn't. I couldn't. I didn't want him to head over to Dave Meltzer and leak it to the sheets. So I just want to apologize.
wow. Like, oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, Michael. You and a lot of people that are shocked in the chat right now. Yep, we got you. Try to bring some excitement to the podcast, and there you go. There's one thing, or one step in the there's people power. People power.
If I can be completely honest, well, at least number one, this has been some of the best excitement that's come from wrestling over the last week. I mean, forget the main roster. This has been some pretty good booking. And number two, at least we got Brian off for one show. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, Michael. It was a
Wow.
work. If you guys that do know, you saw
Cover
our
up.
big giant argument, quote unquote, between me and Brian. Brian, we that was hard to do, Mike. You have no idea how hard it was for me and Brian especially Brian, to defend the main roster. And yes, guys, for you guys that don't know out there, Brian is 100% on our side, by the way.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually think any of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it was a little tough because I had been tweeting out pictures of me going to NXT and buying my War Games tickets, and I'm like, "Is this gonna work, Kyle?" And he's like, "Yeah. Don't forget. Don't worry." And sure enough, we got him.
Got him. Got you,
And
Michael. Sorry.
for everybody that was giving me the Roman Reigns treatment on Twitter and booing me out of the building, here's a hearty Randy Orton handshake for all of you.
Oh my God! Do not say Randy Orton handshake. If no one's read that, by the way, and you don't know what the Randy Orton handshake is, there's this rumor coming out now that back in, like, was it 2005, 2008, 8-ish, that Randy Orton, to anyone new coming into the creative office, would wait in there for them to come in, whip out his, you know what, and say, "Shake my hand. I'm Randy Orton." This is not fiction, people. This is not fabricated. This is actually what the dirt sheets are saying Randy Orton used to do. Right.
that's why Kyle-
I'm
that's
sure
why
he
Kyle
got
can hear
away
me.
with doing that. Oh,
And if it was anyone else besides Randy Orton, I probably wouldn't believe it, but it's just so crazy that it has to be true.
So
I mean, I've heard this before. There have actually been a whole bunch of divas who said that this guy has like pretty bad reputation. I forget which one it was. It might have been Christy Hemming or someone else who said that like they kind of like blew off Randy Orton when he was trying to flirt with him, and he ended up like urinating in one of their luggages. So this guy, I mean,
who knows?
I don't know.
Even then, it's like you think about the time around that time where Randy Orton was like he didn't have a wife. He was a hothead because they thought he was like the next, not gonna, pun intended or whatever. He was the next generation of great in a way. Like he was the third generation superstar, and he had his name behind him. And Cowboy Bob Orton was still a thing around that time. So like, he was, his head was like this fucking big. So, anyways, besides that,
bad choice of words, Kyle.
Besides that, Brian, he is now going to be referred to as NXB. That is his new nickname because he is full on. Michael, before this even happened, we fully converted Brian. It worked, by the way.
I've risen from the lake of reincarnation, and I am here to turn the B show NXT to the A show NXB.
How you gonna do that? Are you gonna beat Carmella?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, good.
So for the future of the podcast, guys, we are going to be doing NXT. We will be doing the main roster recap, but it'll be like this much of the podcast. It'll be very small. It'll be like how me and Michael just went over the recap of all 3 shows. It'll be that length. We're not going to spend that much time on it. We'll talk about anything big that's happened. That's it. Anything that's normal, that's been rinsed and repeated, we're not going to spend any time on because there's no point. The main part of this podcast is to focus on NXT, and I have some big plans for NXT. I mean, we're going to be adding stuff to the show. I've had some ideas of adding in a segment where we see what are the recent targets of NXT, the people they're targeting in the indies, and we're going to do some backstories on them. I'm going to be adding that to the show. Or any people that are in development right now for NXT that you don't know, we don't see on TV, that are on the rise, or that creative have plans for, or they have a lot of stock in, they love and think that he's going to be big. We're going to bring that to the show, let you guys in on a lot of stuff that you don't know about NXT as well. We're going to make this podcast about NXT really bigger than it is right now. Rather than just reviewing the show week by week, which we're still going to do, we're going to be adding some more stuff to it. So big things coming for the Lowdown Show.
Yeah, I'm really excited, guys. I don't have to watch Raw and SmackDown anymore, and
we're saving you 5 hours a week, Brian.
Yeah, I get to finally come out as Shayna Baszler's biggest fan. That guy is amazing.
That guy. And Brian will still bring his comedic relief. I'll let him do that. And Brian, I made you a moderator in the chat, by the way. There you go.
Awesome. Okay.
But it was a work, Michael. I'm sorry you had to be the victim here, and one of the victims. It's pretty good though. It was very convincing. I convinced a lot of you guys out there, especially in.
Well, no, because at the time I barely knew Brian, and I was like, man, this guy to leave during the show. I mean, this guy's a jerk. Like, well, I didn't want to say anything because I barely knew Brian outside of this podcast. I was like, maybe this is really how he is. So, oh well.
But yeah, NXT all the way. Exactly, Tiff in the chat. NXT all the way. But yeah, so you guys out there that want to call in, call right now. I'm not doing a countdown anymore. First person to call in, we'll patch you through, add you in, and then we'll talk some wrestling and tell you if talk to us how swerved you were by all of this. This was very planned out. And me and Brian have been messing each other for weeks now, planning all this and getting the graphics done and that video done that I made in 5 minutes, believe it or not. But yeah, Michael, I apologize to you for
Boo.
But we have someone calling. We have Tiffany from That Ass Podcast. So I'm gonna add her. Tiffany from That Ass Podcast. What's going on?
How you doing?
Oh, it's not Tiffany. Is this Justin?
About Roman Reigns.
Who?
Roman Reigns.
Who's that?
Bro.
Bro, I don't know who Roman Reigns is, bro.
Roman Reigns is gonna be WWE champion of the world, and
He's Universal champion, by the way.
I'm sorry. You know what, man? I've been drinking a little bit today. I'm sorry.
That's okay. For those of you out there that don't know who this is the wonderful Justin Popoff, who I am now the campaign manager for another podcast for him. He won the That Ass of the Year for That Ass Podcast of 2017. He is running again this year for 2018. So re-elect Justin Popoff for That Ass of the Year. So send your votes into That Ass Podcast at That Ass Podcast on Twitter.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm a proud champion, and I can't wait to move on to 2018 as your dad-ass champion.
Hey, your ass shows up more than Brock Lesnar. I can appreciate that.
Hey, that's all that matters, winning champion.
Yeah. So what's going on, Justin? You excited for this weekend?
I'm very excited about this weekend. I get to go see the NXT TakeOver.
Oh, so he's going to NXT TakeOver, Michael and Brian.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, I am, and I'm going to make a sign, and it's going to say "No Hot Bird about Wrestling," a podcast.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
Make sure you have your NXB sign nice and ready to go.
Hey, not a problem. I have pretty color too. I have purple and pink for you guys.
Ooh, I like it. What match are you most excited for, though, out of all of them that have been added to the card? Do you got one that's standing out that you're really looking forward to?
The Undertaker versus Kari Singh.
Oh yes, it's that's definitely. I think that's the main event.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm sorry. I was watching NXT today, and Shayna Baszler definitely reminds me of Undertaker for some reason. I don't know why, but she's like a female version of Undertaker.
I'm telling you, Shayna Baszler is going to be the greatest male wrestler of all time.
Oh
She is.
My God, you guys.
Can't help it, when you're just a badass wrestler like that, Shayna Baszler is definitely the best man wrestler on the NXT roster.
Oh you guys are too much.
I'm just,
But yeah,
I'm
she
sure
is a
she's-
badass, though.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, listen, no, but for real though, I am very excited about NXT. I was looking forward to seeing the three-way, but Alex is not going to be there, and I know that Gargano and Ciampa are going to tear the house down.
I'm jealous you get to see that live. That's going to be an insane match.
Yeah, you're going to see a naked Texan in the crowds, and that's probably me.
Me taken away by security, and the whole crowd's watching that instead of watching the match.
Yeah, they're going to be like, let him stay. Let him.
Man, I don't know what's going on here. We got a naked Texan, a naked Michael Chow. What did I come back to?
We're bringing back the Attitude Era, baby.
We're renaming it to the Naked Wrestling Podcast.
Just wait for the finest to come out, and you have Kyle.
The finest. Oh yeah.
I'm right. Yeah, right. So, hang on. I got somebody else wants to talk to you guys. Give me a second.
Okay.
You got headphones on.
Oh, the headphones.
He's Canadian, so talk slow.
Oh. It's Canadian, eh?
Yeah, put that on.
Put this on it.
There you go.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh. Wait a minute.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
Do you know who this is?
Not really.
We have ran into each other on Bourbon Street.
Oh, Jimmy. Yeah, while I was blistered out of my mind and didn't remember
Jimmy?
that until I seen the. No, it's not Little Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
It's not our truth's Little Jimmy. This is different.
I am bigger than Little Jimmy. Jumbo.
He is Jumbo Ref 123 on Twitter, part of Collar and Elbow Brand Wrestling. What's going on, man?
Not much, brother. Chilling. Been doing a lot of reffing lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Are you also naked or
I could be naked.
awesome? This is a full nude podcast from now
Oh
on.
my God, we gonna be called the Fully Nude Wrestling Podcast.
Exactly.
Full ref- I like that.
Oh my God.
Randy Orton would be our
be
new guest host.
Be proud.
Jimmy, how do you feel about that news of the rumors of Randy Orton would whoop out his dick and say, "Shake my hand, I'm Randy Orton." Do you
I'm
believe
actually
that?
not shocked by it because personally knowing Randy Orton, he would do that.
You think so?
I
Like back
think so.
then, not now. Now he's a completely different person.
Back then for sure. Back then for sure. Right now that shit won't fly because that's all like top producers and very few wrestlers.
Yeah.
Okay. When you said that shit won't fly, it wasn't sure exactly what you were talking about, but
Like,
Oh
it
my
won't-
I'm glad.
God.
Oh, okay.
won't be over.
No, but he's right. I mean, nowadays with how sensitive the world is, back then you could do anything you wanted, it'd be swept under the rug, and they'd move on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Back then,
Yes.
if you didn't get ribbed, you weren't in the business.
Yeah.
Everybody got ribbed, so
Are you going to SummerSlam?
we're going to everything, brother.
And if
Raw
you-
falls on my 29th birthday. Going to NXT, and I'm also going to Shitty Field on Wednesday night for that WWE night.
Oh, I heard about that.
Got Jeff Hardy, Mickey
Yeah.
James, Kurt Hawkins.
That's cool. That's cool.
Meet and greet. Jeff's throwing out the first pitch.
Jeff's throwing out the first. Whoa.
Apparently.
Jesus.
We'll see.
Hopefully he knows where he's at.
I was just at a Staten Island Yankee game, and Melina threw out the first pitch.
Melina.
And then I worked with her on an NYWC show the next day. So I was with her all weekend.
Oh wow, nice.
Her favorite drink of choice is Angry Balls.
Oh. Wow.
Alrighty.
Who was
I
Randy?
thought you were gonna say
Randy
Batista
Orton must
balls.
have been the bartender.
Randy Orton definitely was not the bartender.
But yeah, Jimmy, I apologize. I don't remember shit from Bourbon Street. I was littering a candle, man. I remember going to Bourbon Street. I remember arriving there, walking like 5 feet, getting a drink, and then after that, like I was already blitzed by the time I got there.
Let me tell
I
you.
mean, you don't remember shaking Randy Orton's hand on Bourbon Street?
No,
was
I
there.
remember shaking Kevin Owens' hand and clinking drinks with him. I remember vivid parts of Bourbon Street. The one thing that stands out, because Kevin Owens is my boy, is running into him, and I'm like, I gotta make sure this is Kevin Owens. I start speaking French to him because I'm fluent in French, and it was him. He spoke fluent French back to me, and he told me, "Don't make a big scene about this, but yes, I'm Kevin Owens." And I'm like, "Holy shit, dude! Can we cheers?" And he's like, "Yes," and then I ran away.
Well, I got bad news for you, Kyle. That wasn't Kevin Owens, and that wasn't
Yeah.
beers you were
Who
clicking.
knows?
He did say he was pretty gone, so
But I remember that part vividly, and I remember there's like a small bit that I remember meeting Jimmy. I think what it was, Jimmy, is because it's on my laptop right now. You gave me a sticker.
Gave you a bunch of stickers and a promo card.
Yes, I have the sticker on my laptop, and I'm like, where
If I
did I
didn't
get
take-
this?
Didn't take a picture of you across the street and send it to Tiffany, I would have not known that was you.
Wow.
I said, is this Kyle? And she's like, yes. I'm like, I'm going to get a photo with him.
Oh fuck! So you just thought I was some random guy that recognized me and said, "Yo!"
Pretty much. Because every time I turn around on Bourbon Street, she's like, yo, Jumbo. I'm like, what the fuck?
Who's that?
wow.
Oh.
That was just Kyle alone. We've been talking about eventually hitting a pay-per-view together, so I can imagine all the Three Stooges here getting wasted and some fans running into us in the street.
Oh,
Man,
It's gonna be awesome.
Bourbon Street was great. Bourbon Street was excellent.
Fourth person in this house that wants to speak.
Okay, put her on.
She's been waiting. She's coming. We're gonna get over now.
And after that, we're going to get to the next caller. So if you guys out there want to call into the show, add us on Skype, No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, and we'll add you to the contact list and let you call in right after this call is done. But we have the third one here.
Yeah, would it be
My Coffee Podcast host,
Yes. Hi, what's going on?
Tiffany from That Podcast.
podcast. That's that podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is the host of That Ass Podcast, a relationship-based podcast. So go give them a follow on YouTube and on Twitter. What's going on, Tiff?
Going on? Thanks. I think next week we said we were gonna do a coffee podcast, right?
Yeah, we'll get it into work because I have a really cool mug on the way.
I won't keep you guys. I just wanted to say hi, and I gotta make the No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast sign for Saturday.
Yes, guys, that's how the people in New York say No Holds Barred. Michael and Brian, they say No Holds Barred.
Barred. I've been calling it No Holds Barred for a year. Actually, it's officially a year now, Kyle, that we know each other. That I've been listening to No Holds Barred.
Wow.
Yup, it's been officially a year.
Yay.
I actually talked to you the last takeover last August. So
All right.
Wow.
Happy anniversary.
Oh.
I didn't get you anything.
all right, that's fine. Send some coffee. Anyway, yeah. So
You
Great.
excited?
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna wear my Johnny Wrestling shirt.
Yeah, girl.
Michael, I'll steal Candice LeRae for you. I'll get Johnny Gargano on the side. I got you.
Yes, she don't even have to shake my hand, but yes.
I got you. So, but yep, Saturday I'm all ready to go. So
All right. Well, I hope you
Not
have fun
yet,
there.
not
Enjoy
yet.
it.
You're not ready yet. I still need to see another. I want to see another NXB sign in the audience.
NXB.
NXB section. There you go.
I'll make a
That's
little
gonna
one. I'll make a little one. I'll do the full blown, no hold barred sign, and then I'll make a little one that says NXT.
God.
Sounds
That's
good.
funny.
Perfect.
All right, guys, I'll let you guys go.
All right,
Take up-
Tiff. Have fun. Tell
Yes.
Justin and Jimmy I love them.
Absolutely. Bye, guys. Love you guys.
Bye.
So that was Tiffany from Dead Ass Podcast, and Jimmy, the wonderful Jumbo Ref 123 and Caller
Little
Elbows, and we also got Justin Popoff. So thank you for calling in, guys. We do appreciate it. So you guys out there want to call in? Start calling in now, and add us on Skype, No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, or you can just call using that one. You can search us up and hit call. We'll add you to the call, and we'll talk some wrestling. But yeah, guys.
And by the way, we should probably say that Randy Orton, if you're listening right now and want to call in to defend yourself and clear the air, feel free to call in, Randy. So, Randy, call
free
in.
to call. Yeah, let us know why, or if it's true. Did you really do that? Did you?
Yeah, don't worry. We're all naked already, so it's your comfort zone. Just come on in.
I think it's about time we do some trivia, guys. What do you think?
Sounds good.
We give away the
Doing the
first
contest?
prize of the night, and that is the Wrestle Rumble Pick'em contest. And for you guys that didn't see it in the beginning, I'll put it back up on the screen right now for you guys. WrestleRumble.com, guys, and at WrestleRumble on Twitter to do a fantastic Pick'em contest. Every single WWE pay-per-view. You can see there on the left-hand side, the first place for the SummerSlam Pick'em contest is $1,000. Yes, $1,000 for the person that correctly predicts the most correct answers on the Pick'em contest. Second place, $100. Third place is $100. Fourth and fifth place are $50. And sixth to 10th place gets a free entry into the next Wrestle Rumble Pick'em contest. They also have MVP standings for you to keep up on it. With the more Pick'ems you do, the more points you get, and you get an awesome prize at the end of the year. I think last year's prize was another replica Winged Eagle Championship belt. So you're going to want to get in on that. They also have a TakeOver Brooklyn Pick'em contest. First place is $100 and 40 MVP points. Second to fifth place is 40 points, and so on and so forth. You can see it there on the screen. Also, all participants in the NXT TakeOver and SummerSlam Pick'em contest are automatically entered into a free drawing for a replica Winged Eagle Championship belt. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A free belt for you. And if you want some extra additional entries, all you have to do is purchase them for $3 each at WrestleRumble.com. So that is the Wrestle Rumble part, and that's what we're giving out. We're giving a free entry for you to enter in any of the two SummerSlam or NXT TakeOver Pick'em contests, and or you can use it for the Winged Eagle Championship belt. So that'll be it. So SummerSlam, guys. SummerSlam. I think we're going to go with SummerSlam 2005. We'll start there. And if you guys want to answer it, first person to put in the chat the answer to the question or DM us on Twitter at NoHoldsBarredWP. First person to DM us the right answer or put in the chat the right answer will win the Pick'em contest, and I'll be in contact with you for you to get that free entry. So I'm going to pull it up here. 2005. Let's take, where are the quiz questions? There they are. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to pull up the questions. All right. Bear with me. Should have had this up before. I apologize.
No problem. Looks like Michael's still in shock of being swerved over here, so I want to let it sink in.
This is karma, okay? This is what you guys get for swerving me.
Yeah.
apologize.
I
I'm
saw
sorry,
that.
man. We couldn't get you. We wanted to at least surprise you too.
This is the hashtag Michael Chow screw job. All right.
All right.
We had to be. Go ahead.
So, who is a kind of a two-parter? Who answered the Kurt Angle Olympic gold medal invitational match? He used to have those invitationals for his gold medal. Who is the participant and who is he accompanied to the ring by at SummerSlam 2005? So, who was the participant that accepted the challenge for the Kurt Angle Gold Medal Invitational, and who was he accompanied by at SummerSlam 2005? So you can DM us on Twitter at NoHoldsBarredWP, or you can put in the chat the answer. The winner will receive a free pick'em contest from WrestleRumble.com. So it is not Justin Bieber, Brandy Lynn. I'm sorry. I don't know if he was even alive back then. I do apologize.
You Canadians.
But yes, who answered the Kurt Angle Invitational for his Olympic gold medal at SummerSlam 2005, and who was he accompanied? You have to put who he was accompanied by with.
May I just say that I don't know what the answer is, but when in doubt, just say Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns was accompanied to the ring by Roman Reigns.
Boo. But I mean, I don't even know if he was alive back then. And winner, ding, 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 ding. We have a winner, and that is Datila. And she put in the chat, it was Eugene. Yes, Eugene. I don't know I forget what his real name was, but he was accompanied to the ring by Christy Hemme, the beautiful Christy Hemme. So Datila, you win a free entry into the Pick'em contest for Wrestle Rumble. So I'll be in contact with you on Twitter over DMs to get you the information on to get your free Pick'em. So congratulations to Datila. I'll give you a little round of applause.
Awesome. Good luck.
Anyways, guys, so got out of the way. You guys want to call in? Call in whenever. Add us on Skype. It's still on the screen there. No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. Add us on there. I'll add you to the contact list and we'll let you call in. But in the meantime, we're going to get right started with it, guys. We're going to start the predictions. And then if they want to call, we'll get people to call in between. But let's get right to it, guys. And we're going to start off with the A brand, and that is NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4.
Oh, man, we have to end the show with SummerSlam. Gosh.
Yes, we have to end. It's good because people only want to watch to a certain point, and they don't have to watch the end of it because it's SummerSlam. Summer Scam. Apologize. But we actually have a third. We're finally back with a third. Brian, you're back.
What?
Are you
Yes,
excited for
I'm back.
Now you can say this truthfully. He is excited for TakeOver.
Yeah, it's funny because it was really hard to try to like bash NXT and the indies and stuff like that. When I go to the indie shows here in LA, I go to the NXT shows, and it's just like, but it was fun. I'm excited. Like I said, I'll be at War Games. If any of you guys are there, come say hello. Just, you probably don't want to shake my hand, but hey, I don't blame you.
He's not going to be shaking hands like Randy Orton. Let's hope not.
Can I just say Randy Orton's new catchphrase should be "Come get these hands." Or am I already be taken? No, come get these hands. No,
that's very ironic in a way.
Make a T-shirt.
Anyways,
That would be great.
So TakeOver 4 card has 5 announced matches. Yes, it's usual. They only have 5 announced matches, but TakeOver usually blows a dirty pay-per-view the following night away, and it probably will again this year. So we'll start off at the bottom of the card, and I can't even call it the bottom of the card because this match is a lot of people are looking forward to it too. EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream. Ow! I love his theme song. I love that thing. But guys, I'm pumped for this match. This is sure to be. I can say literally, but for every match on the card, that it could be match of the night. There's some that stand out more than the others, but EC3 and Velveteen Dream is going to be a good match. I'm very hyped for it.
Yeah, I honestly think that's the match I'm most excited for. But to say it's gonna be match of the night, I'm not too sure. Like you said, they're all gonna be matches of the weekend, I guess, if we can say.
right? But the build for this has been, I could say, roller coaster-ish. I know, Michael, you didn't like that whole In the Dream thing they did with the pool. I know you weren't really a fan of that. But how do you feel about
the cheesy Miami Vice episode they had?
How do you feel? I think they've built this match pretty good, though. Besides that, I think the build for this was actually pretty decent. It all stems from remember when EC3 was walking through that back corridor that one day, and then he was, all these people are coming up to him saying random things. He's just being this cocky guy, and he ends up seeing Kona Reeves. And then Velveteen Dream gets into this. Like, at that point, I was excited already for the match. I knew that the direction they were going into. It sucks my boy Kona Reeves kind of had to lose to EC3 in this case, but I'm very pumped for this. I can't wait for this match. I think they've done a really good job building it up to this point. I can see it being a really crowd-stealing match. The crowd's going to be so hyped for both guys because they're so behind both guys. I don't know who they're going to cheer for more in this match. Like, it's literally going to be split down the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally don't even know. I got to flip a coin and choose, but it's going to be awesome. I don't even know. It's just going to be great.
For me, I'm going to have to actually say I think Velveteen Dream is going to pull off the win, even though I really like EC3. The reason for that is, Kyle, you read the results, but, EC3 is getting too much momentum. He tossed Velveteen Dream into the pool last week. This week, he gave Velveteen Dream the 1%er. This guy's getting way too much push going into the match. And for those of you who've been watching wrestling for a long time, like we have, the pattern usually goes too much push going into the pay-per-view. You're usually the person to lose. So based off that, I'm going to say Velveteen Dream's going over.
I think the winner of this match will be the guy they push towards the North American Championship after this. I don't think Ricochet and Adam Cole are going to have a rematch. I think that's going to be it for Ricochet. I think he might do something else. If not, I'm all for them having another rematch, depending on how good this match is going to be at Saturday's Saturday's event. I think that's what I'm going to think. I'm thinking the winner of this is going to be pushed in the North American Championship title picture. So I'm agreeing with Michael here. I think they're going to pick Velveteen Dream here. It's gonna really be very, very close, though. I don't see a unanimous decision. It's going to be very, very tight. And then Velveteen Dream is going to pull it off with the skin of his teeth. They're both going to be extremely winded after this match. I can kind of predict there's going to be a sign of mutual respect after this is done. I think they're gonna go the direction they're gonna both shake hands after, and both kind of like nod to each other, going, "Yeah, you know what? I see you. You're that good. You're both that good. Maybe in the future, we can be a tag team. Who knows?" But I think they're gonna pull off that respect thing at the end. But I'm agreeing with Michael with Velveteen Dream in this one. Brian, who do you got in this match?
Well, since I'm keeping tally, I'm gonna go with EC3 just because I want to win the competition.
All right.
But no, I think I just think EC3 or I'm sorry, Velveteen Dream can take a pin just because everyone loves this guy. He can do no harm right now. So I think EC3 would gain the momentum, or keep up the momentum with the victor.
Okay.
So I'm going EC3.
Fair enough. Move on to the next match, the North American Championship. And that is Adam Cole, baby, versus Ricochet. Now, I've been reading reports that Ricochet might be hurt, which kind of sucks. Apparently he hurt himself at some NXT live event in Paris a couple of weeks ago, and apparently he's not fully recovered, so he might be wrestling banged up. I still think Ricochet's a kind of guy, even though banged up, he's going to deliver a show stealer. I think this is going to be this is probably going to steal the show. Regardless of Johnny and Tommaso Ciampa, we've seen this a lot. We know that they're going to put on a good match. Ricochet and Adam Cole, I think, is going to be the show stealer. Out of all the matches, it's going to be it. It's going to be the one that we say, okay, that's probably going to be match of the night. Very hard, close matchup against Gargano and Ciampa, but saying Ricochet, Adam Cole, definitely match of the night. North American Championship. We're going to see this is going to be spot Central. This might mimic almost the Will Ospreay and Ricochet match from New Japan. I think it's going to be epic. The crowd's going to love it. I can predict a bunch of standing ovations. We're going to get a lot of near finishes. But as far as Ricochet's my boy, I'm picking Adam Cole to retain the North American Championship in this one and continuing with either Ricochet or whoever wins out of the EC3 and Velveteen Dream match.
Yeah, I initially was going with Adam Cole just to keep with Ricochet, just because I feel Adam Cole doesn't really need the belt. But like you just said, they are saying Ricochet is injured. I'm not sure if they know exactly the extent of the injury, so just based on that, I think Adam Cole retains.
Michael?
Let's see here.
It's tough, right? It's really tough.
It is tough. I mean, what's the next pay-per-view? Is it War Games?
It is War Games. They're not having it in October.
Yeah, so I think Adam Cole's going to be participating in the War Games with Undisputed Era. So I think Ricochet's going to pull off the win, and that Ricochet will not be a part of the War Games factor.
Do you think Bobby Fish might be healed up by November?
Oh, that is true. All right. It's difficult. I will tell you this. I mean, if one match goes on before the other, if the tag team championship match goes on first and Undisputed Era loses the title, I feel like Adam Cole will retain. But if Adam Cole goes on first and he loses the title, I feel like Undisputed Era will retain, because I just don't feel like continually keeping both titles on one team is the smartest way to go forward. So I'll just go with let's go with Adam Cole. Adam Cole, baby. How do you go?
Adam Cole, baby. I gotta get that new T-shirt. Gotta get that shirt. So we all three picked Adam Cole here. As far as I want to go for my boy Ricochet and pick the homer pick, I gotta go with Adam Cole in this one. So we got the NXT Tag Team Championship match between the Undisputed Era and Mustache Mountain. This has been a really, really good feud stemming back from the UK tournament where Mustache Mountain actually beat, shockingly, Undisputed Era for the tag team title belts, which WWE love to spoil. Obviously, they spoiled that before we could watch it. Then they spoiled it again by saying that Undisputed Era won the belts back. Oh, no, they spoiled the Tommaso Ciampa thing. But a couple of tapings after, Undisputed Era win the titles back. So Mustache Mountain, the rematch clause that doesn't even escape NXT is used by Mustache Mountain, and we're going to get the rematch at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. I think it's actually been a really good match. Tyler Bate, man, is just so good for his age right now and how much talent he has in what he's done so far. This guy, the sky is the limit with this kid. He is so good, so I can see this being a really good match. Him and Strong had a really good match this week on NXT from what I've read. I still have to watch that. You're adding in now Kyle O'Reilly and Trent Seven. This is going to be another show stealer match. That's why I said every match on this card has potential to be a show stealer, and we've seen what these guys have done in tag team matches so far, especially the big one with when Tyler Bate threw in the towel. That was an epic tag team main event match. So I can see these guys putting on no more than a 4-star Dave Meltzer rating match. At least a 4-star and above. And I'm going to go with the Undisputed Era, because I'm wearing the shirt. Got to stick with these boys. Retaining the championship titles here. But another very near finish. I will make a slight prediction that Trent Seven is going to be the one to throw in the towel this time. And that's going to spark, it's a weird prediction out of left field. It's going to spark a heated feud between Trent Seven and Tyler Bate that's going to continue on the newly formed NXT UK TV. And that's where it's going to push into. And that's good. That feud's going to lead into that.
Yeah, for this one, I also am going Undisputed Era. But I also think it's going to be a wonky type of finish. Number one, they're not going to want to hot potato this title back and forth between these two teams. And number two, the wonky finish, because they're going to need teams to fill up the War Games cage. and what better teams to start it off, of course, than Undisputed Era and Mustache Mountain. So I'm going Undisputed Era.
So 2 undisputed eras. Michael, are you picking something else? You going different?
I know I said if Adam Cole won, I would be voting for the other tag team to take home the titles, but forget it. Love the other Undisputed Era. I'm going with Undisputed Era all the way. But to go along with what Kyle said,
Right.
it's gonna be the same thing, except I don't think it's gonna be Tyler. I don't think Trent Seven's throwing in the towel for Tyler Bate. I think Tyler Bate's gonna throw in the towel for Trent Seven again. Yeah, because
Okay.
it's gonna be a scenario where Trent Seven says, "Whatever you do, do not throw in that towel." And then Tyler Bate, he's still going to throw in the towel. And that's when Trent Seven turns on Tyler Bate. It said, "I told you, you lost us the match. I told you not to throw in the towel," and that's how the feud or the turn goes on Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. Or that's what I predict.
Okay. I like that. Okay, so we all picked the Undisputed Era in this case. So, move on to the NXT Women's Championship match, a rematch from last year's Mae Young Classic final. Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. I think there's a little bit more hype than last year's Mae Young Classic final. Now there's a title on the line. Shayna Baszler's had the most dominant year in NXT since then, becoming NXT champion and just being this ultimate badass champion. The champion that we've been long seeking since Asuka. Amber was a decent champion. I don't think she's ever... Shayna Baszler is just on another fucking level. Like, she is amazing. And she's basically like the Samoa Joe of the women's division on NXT. Like, she's just unreal. She's got a great wrestling... Like, her transition from MMA to wrestling was very, very clean and nice. And Kairi Sane, we've been seeing a different side of Kairi Sane lately, a more serious and more furious side that we've been wanting to see out of Kairi Sane lately, rather than this stupid, like, yacht smiling Kairi Sane gimmick the last couple of weeks. Or before that. So I'm liking the rematch. I'm all for it. I mean, we saw them put a decent match at last year's Mae Young Classic final. I'm predicting we're going to get a better match in a longer match. I think we're going to get more out of this, guys. I think we're going to get a more in-depth wrestling match. There's going to be a lot more near falls. We're going to get, again, like I said, a longer match than last year's Mae Young Classic final. I think we're going to get more out of it. I think we're going to expect a way better match than last year's Mae Young Classic final. If I had to pick a winner, I can't see Shayna dropping the belt just yet, so I'm picking Shayna Baszler to retain. She's going to catch Kairi Sane in that chokehold, whatever, and Kairi Sane's going to knock out. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going with Baszler as well. We're hearing rumblings of the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen of the MMA versus the 4 horsewomen of the WWE for Survivor Series.
Okay,
So
we
it's
were
only gonna-
hearing that last year too, so who knows
Yeah.
if this is even true.
I don't know. I think this is the year they pull it out. Baszler retains, looks strong. Ronda wins at SummerSlam. Have them hold the straps. For Survivor Series, I think it's just gonna, it's gonna be a good visual, especially if these women tag belts are really coming. Have all the belts in the 4 horsewomen match. So I'm going with Shayna Baszler.
So 2 Shaynas. Do we get something different from Michael Chow?
Oh man, I don't want all the champions to retain, but I just don't see Kairi Sane winning. And for me, I've said it before, I feel like Kairi Sane is just a transitional feud because I originally believe it's supposed to be Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair. So I can imagine some type of weird finish when maybe the other 2 women from the 4 Horsemen get involved, costing Kairi Sane the match. And I've mentioned this before. The upcoming all-women pay-per-view is going to be one of the only times where all brands get to participate. So if they're going to do this 4 horsewomen, that would be the perfect time to do it. So I say the other 2 horsewomen, what is their name? Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke get involved, cost Kairi Sane the match. I'll tell you this: if this by any chance main event, which I don't think it is, because obviously the last man standing match is going to main event, but if Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane main event, I'm telling you, the 4 horsewomen, that's what they're going to go with to leave a big shocker at the end of the show.
I think it might co-main event. I think it's going to co-main event.
Yeah.
I can see it being co-main event. So all 3 of us picking Shayna Baszler. Obviously, man, she's been so dominant lately, man. I don't blame any of us from picking her, or in Brian's case, him.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Anyway, so Michael just said it. Let's talk about the surefire main event. It has to be Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, part 18, whatever it is, whatever they're at now. This has been literally the feud of the century. It's been going on for 2 years now, ever since NXT TakeOver. What was that? It was TakeOver Chicago 1. I think that was a split up, was it not?
I think so.
So it's been like a year and a half. So almost 2 years for this feud. It's been the feud of the century. It's probably been the greatest feud they've ever done. The heat that Tommaso Ciampa gets is the right kind of heat, the heat that they want for Roman, but it's not happening. It's just the build for it has been amazing. We've had instant classics out of these two together. Even when they were a tag team, they've been putting on epic matches. So I'm not sure if this is pointing towards the end. I think that they have the same thinking that we do, that the end should be Hell in the Cell. Or I've had a slight sort of thought about it. Maybe this is the end of their feud in NXT. This is going to be the end of it, I think, and I'm going to pick my winner now, and I'm going to give the reason why. Tommaso Ciampa is retaining the championship belt here. Johnny Gargano, last man standing, and this is going to be Johnny Gargano's send-off to the main roster. Wherever he goes, I pray to God he's not on 205 Live, whatever. They can do whatever they want with him there. I pray, because it's been doing good so far, that he goes to SmackDown Live. That'd be the only saving grace for Johnny Gargano right now.
He'll end up on the Mae Young Classic.
Anyways, I'm thinking Tommaso Ciampa wins here. Johnny Gargano goes up to NXT, up to the main roster. Eventually, Tommaso Ciampa goes and feuds with other people. I think by the NXT TakeOver Royal Rumble, which is Phoenix or TakeOver Arizona, whatever they're going to do. Tommaso Ciampa loses the championship belt there, and he gets called up after that. He probably appears in the Royal Rumble. Maybe they do, and that's actually, you know what? I'm going with that. He appears in the Royal Rumble while Johnny Gargano is in the Royal Rumble, and they rekindle their feud on the main roster, and then that leads to the Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania 35 in New York. The last match between these two, the end all feud. They're gonna end it at WrestleMania. Hell in a Cell match. Maybe Vince will let Hunter book it. That's my prediction. It's a crazy another left field prediction, but I'm going to go that route, so I'm picking Tommaso Ciampa to defeat Johnny Gargano in the last man standing match at TakeOver, and going with that left field prediction up until WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, Vince's eyes, Ciampa and Gargano is going to be a great WrestleMania pre-show, so Hell in a Cell on the pre-show should be great.
Nah, bro. This is a WWE WrestleMania Access.
Oh, yeah,
Access.
there you go.
They'll have the Hell in a Cell there set up, and they'll just have the match in there.
You kind of hinted at it earlier, how people have been saying this has to end at Hell in a Cell. I think this is still going to be at War Games.
It's tough to do in a Hell in a Cell there because it's a double ring. It's
what I think they're doing right now with this whole whodunit is they're gonna stack War Games with all the people who were suspects in the whole Aleister Black thing. So you can have Gargano go over, Aleister Black comes back in time for War Games. He's in the cage. You have Gargano in the cage, and you have, 5 of the other suspects. Throughout this whole, I guess, what is it going to be, a month and a half whodunit mystery. Have all 5 of those guys in the cage as well. The first time ever a singles, or it might be a first time ever, who knows. War Games, have 6 of the 6 guys competing for the belt.
That's interesting.
I think it's different,
Mm-hmm. So you go with Ciampa.
I'm going with Ciampa.
Michael?
By the way, if it's not a tag team match, then technically isn't this just a elimination chamber type match, right? Because War Games is primarily a tag team match, right?
It's wrestling, Kyle. I mean, Michael, it's wrestling.
Okay. Well, hey, maybe I'm getting swerved again, but anyway, for me, I don't want to see another match with these guys. 3 is enough. You do it too many times, people get kind of sick of it, and it keeps main eventing every single pay-per-view. It's just, you want to go off on a good note, not keep, replaying the same thing over and over again when people just start turning on it.
That's what I mean. This is going to be ending the NXT feud, and they'll pick it back up on the main roster.
Yeah, but another thing about that is I really don't see Vince doing this because not a lot of people watch NXT. I know what Vince is thinking. Not a lot of people watch NXT, so they're not going to know who these people are. Gargano and Ciampa, they're not going to know their history. I guarantee you when they debut, people are going to be like, oh, who are they? Oh, they feuded with each other? Oh, okay. And, this and that. And then knowing the storytelling and the booking and the writing of the main roster, they're never going to be able to sell it the way they did in NXT. They're not going to be able to win the fans over and get invested in this feud on the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's got to be, last man standing. It's a big match. It's a big match. Someone's going to get thrashed, and whoever loses is just going to go up to the main roster. They always have call-ups after SummerSlam, the big 4 pay-per-views. And for me, I gotta say I don't want a hot potato belt, so I'm gonna have to go with Tommaso Ciampa. So Tommaso Ciampa winning. How does he win? I don't know. It's got to be something big. So I don't know how he's gonna do it, but Tommaso Ciampa, he's gonna do it.
That's why we love NXT so much, man. It gets you thinking. It gets you excited. You're pumped for the pay per view. You want to know what they're gonna do. You're invested in every single character and every single match. Like you're 100% invested in it. There's freaking matches on the SummerSlam card I don't give a shit about. I have pinpointed when I'm taking my bathroom breaks on SummerSlam. I am gonna hold it in for the entire TakeOver card. I cannot get off my couch for TakeOver. Cannot. It's impossible. Can't take me off.
All right.
But
and looks like the tiebreaker for us is gonna be
EC3 and Velveteen Dream.
EC3 and Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, we've all picked the same answer. We all picked Tommaso Ciampa, Shayna Baszler, Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Bebe, and me and Michael with Velveteen Dream, and Brian with EC3 from NXB. So.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So we'll move on to the SummerSlam card.
No. This is the end of the show. Go ahead and end the show.
Let's
we
make
don't
it
need
quick.
Hey, I want to say there'll be some matches that we're literally going to spend a total of less than 60 seconds on, because for some of the matches that we really don't need to talk about, I just want to know who you guys are going to pick. You can say why, but it's got to be really short, and we're going to move right on. Okay?
Quick.
Holy shit!
Fair?
Oh
Make
my
it
gosh! Can I
quick
just
and
say?
painless, please.
Because there are
Quick and
13
Can I just?
matches on this card.
Holy
I was about
shit.
to say that. I literally just pulled up the Wikipedia right now, and I literally had to scroll through the matches. I
Yeah.
never usually scroll, but the list is that long.
There are
Oh my
3
gosh, 13
pre-show matches. 3. 10 matches on the
Jesus.
main card. This show is 7 hours long.
13 matches. Let's piss Kyle off. 13 matches. How many are Asuka on?
0.
Yeah.
That's why main roster sucks. They put Asuka. They keep Asuka off the card.
Sorry. I
How
just
many
had to
are
piss you
Sasha
off.
Banks on? How many are Bailey on? Like, they're missing so many people. They put freaking. Okay, I'm gonna get into a ranting
Here we
mood
go.
here. I'm just gotta.
I
breathe
started
here.
him. I started it.
Anyway, so this one we can spend not too much time on, but a little bit of time on. We'll start with one of the pre-show matches: B Team versus the Revival.
Did they take the SummerSlam card and just combine it with the freaking Extreme Rules card? They're like, hey, let's take everything for Extreme Rules and just combine
That's
it with
why
new
it's
matches.
the Summer Scam. It's half
This
SummerSlam, half Extreme Rules 2.0.
13 matches. This is freaking ridiculous.
So,
Jesus.
B Team versus the Revival. The only thing I got to say about this is I really pray to God they give the titles to the Revival, because they need something. If they don't win here, they're going to join the boat of people I have zero hope for on the main roster. This is it for them. This is it for me. So I'm praying and I'm picking them, the Revival, to win against the B Team for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
I honestly can care less about this match, so it's going to be a quick one. I'm going with the B Team.
Boo! Come on, Brian.
It's going to happen.
It's sad,
it's
though.
gonna happen.
It's sad, though.
I just know Vince just sees the Revival as the vanilla guys, and he loves the whole B Team rah thing, like it's freaking 1975 or something.
I can't
it's gonna be
disagree with you
B-Team.
with that. I can't. It's so sad. Michael, you have do you have something for this?
I gotta go from the mind of Vince, and for me, it's gotta be the B Team, because
Oh,
I, for
God.
one, still believe, and Curtis, Axelmania is still running wild. So there you go, B Team.
They shouldn't
B-Team
be
all the
Raw
way.
Tag Team Champions. They shouldn't. It's a joke. Literally loves to do jokes, but then they take it too far by continuing the joke. that's already old. Like, okay, we get it. Haha, they're they're a shitty tag team put together and they won the belts. We get the freaking titles off them now, please.
Can I just say, do you guys remember when Bray Wyatt was WWE champion? Now he's like
No. When
in
was
the
that?
tag division, and now he's freaking jobbing to his little brother, and
Terrible.
my goodness. Sorry,
Hey,
Bray.
but
Well,
he
at least
goes
you're
home.
dating
To,
JoJo's.
he goes home to JoJo, so he's winning.
And he's shaking her hand, baby.
So
Wait, why would he be shaking her? Never mind.
anyways, since they don't give a shit about 205 Live, and this clearly points to it, they have the Cruiserweight title match in the pre-show. What a shocker. On a 7-hour pay-per-view, let's put a championship match that we want to get hyped for and get people's eyes on 205 Live into a pre-show that nobody actually watches. So we have Cedric Alexander against Drew Gulak. I literally haven't been keeping up with 205 Live. It's sad. I really wanted to. I even wanted to review it at one point. But their singles match for the Cruiserweight Championship, I don't know. So I'm picking Cedric Alexander. That's it. Retain. Next.
Yep. I have no idea who these guys are. I know 205 is a flip-flop crew, so I'm going with Kalisto.
He's not even in a damn match.
Kalisto.
You're not even in the match. I'm not. Yeah. You sure? Everyone
Yeah,
remember
you know-
R-Truth doing that? When he came out, it was Corporate Kane, and they were announcing the Money in the Bank participants, and then R-Truth comes out. Kane's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm talking about the truth, winning Money in the Bank. You're not even in the damn match." You sure?
Oh, man. I'm going with Gulak just because I'm an Enzo Mark. So hey, whatever. Gabba Gulak.
Sure.
Oh man.
I got no
For
defense.
me, if it was, if this was the old Drew Gulak, the PowerPoint Drew Gulak, I would totally vote for him. But since it's
Yeah, but
not, I don't like this new serious Drew Gulak. He's good in the ring, but I'll go with Cedric Alexander. There you go.
2 for CA, 1 for Gabagulak. Anyways, we'll move on to the third pre-show match, and this is sad too, man. I feel like this match should be in the actual main card. I think they've done a good enough job to be there, especially when you have the talent that's in the ring. You have Rusev with Lana or I guess it's a mixed tag team match. So Rusev and Lana versus Andre, Cien Almas, and Selena Vega. Literally only going to be watching this match for 2 reasons. 1, because Rusev and Cien Almas are really good wrestlers. 2, we're going to see Lana and Selena Vega. Enough said.
Yes, sir.
So, it's tough to pick one out of here. I don't know what's going on with this match. I can't see them picking a team for a certain reason. So, I'm going to gamble on this one. I'm going to pick Cien Almas and Selena Vega for the win here.
Yeah, I think this one's actually pretty easy. Cien is obviously not taking a loss, or Sienna. But besides that, they've been hinting at the the Rusev Day breakup.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's true.
it's gonna be, the Rusev Day breakup and Almas and Sienna with the win.
Michael Chow.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Brian. I sense Aiden English going down to the ring and continuing this whole costing the matches for Rusev Day. So I'm going with Andrade, Cien Almas, Selena, Sexy Vega, and Aiden English messing things up again. We'll probably see Rusev versus Aiden English probably very soon.
Okay. So let's quickly get a match that no one's going to give a shit about right out of the way. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. I'm picking Finn Balor. Enough said. I have nothing to say about this. This was a terrible put-together feud. Terrible rematch. I don't know why we're getting Smiley Finn against Constable Corbin all again. But I'm picking Finn Balor. I'm just going to go with that. Next.
I am going with Balor, and I could also care less.
For me, you do not bet against the authority figure. So for me, I'm going to have to go with Constable Corbin.
Okay. So we're literally down we're 2-1 on every single match so far at SummerSlam. So this might be a good SummerSlam for our picks wise.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should be keeping track of them, by the way. I say we keep track, and we have.
I'm keeping track here. I'll read the predictions really quick at the end to make sure I have them all down, and we'll start keeping track month to month. See who the predictions champion is.
Got it.
Can I just say, all of our predictions, I mean, not to downplay us, have been sounding very enthusiastic because this is how bad SummerSlam is.
Yeah, we
don't care
apologize to
about
you listeners
this.
out there who if we
These
sound
answers are very half-assed because we don't care about this pay-per-view. 13 matches. What is there to be excited about?
That's why I want to get all the matches that mean nothing out of the way first. Then we can talk about some of the ones that we can actually chat a little bit about. So next one, Shinsuke Nakamura, Jeff Hardy, United States Championship match. I know there's a lot of Jeff Hardy marks out there. I'm a big Nakamura mark, but like I really couldn't care less about this championship match. I don't know if Jeff Hardy's hurt or not. Rumors keep swirling around. I wouldn't put it past everybody to put the title back on Jeff Hardy because they love digging into the cookie jars and love rinsing and repeating. So I'm going to pick Jeff Hardy to win the United States Championship here over Shinsuke Nakamura because look what Shinsuke Nakamura has done in the past year. He's gotten opportunities, and then they've taken it away from him. He wins the Royal Rumble. They take it away from him at WrestleMania. They give a rematch. They give like 18 rematches for a super match, and they take it away from him again. They make AJ Styles win. So, do I care about Shinsuke Nakamura anymore? Absolutely not. He's won the U.S. title. Yes, we saw what happened when they gave him the WWE Championship. They quickly took that away. What are they going to do this with the United States Championship? They're going to quickly take that away. So Jeff Hardy wins the United States Championship.
Yeah, I think there's been rumors of Jeff dealing with some kind of injury. So I think I am going with Nakamura. Jeff will take some time off, and we'll have Nakamura at SummerSlam defending the title against the dog.
Roman Reigns?
No, the dog that bit him
not the big
in the
dog.
balls.
Hey, maybe the big dog. Maybe it was Roman. Remember, we still have to figure it out. We're trying to figure out who attacked Aleister Black. We're also trying to figure out if it was Roman that bit Shinsuke Nakamura. So we're still trying to figure that out. We're on it. We're on it.
We'll have Team Nakamura versus Team Big Dog, Roman and the dog.
God.
It'll be Nakamura, Asuka, freaking Tajiri. I don't know. I don't really care.
Anyways, and Michael's right. It's so hard to get excited about some of these matches when SummerSlam is just poorly put together. So we're getting the shitty matches out of the way first. So Michael, what do you got? What do you got for this match?
I'm going to go with, let's see here, Shinsuke Nakamura winning, Randy Orton screwing over Jeff Hardy, and the segment ends with Randy Orton shaking Shinsuke Nakamura's hand.
Oh, Jesus.
I can't say that he could be wrong. He's wrong because that's something they would do again. It's that bad.
If they have Orton shake anyone's hand in the ring,
no, let's keep it PG.
Die.
Can you imagine like the locker room like after hearing these? Well, by the way, these are unconfirmed rumors, but I'm just saying after hearing these stories, Randy Orton just walking around and everyone's second guessing, like shaking his hand. It's just, I don't know, weird.
Right. So, next on the agenda, we have the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, versus the New Day, whoever it's going to be, the members, because there's always a thing, and a lot of people discuss it too, like who the winning pairs are. I haven't really looked back on the stats of what pair actually wins more championships than the other, like than another pair. We'll see who it's going to be on Sunday for the tag team championships. So I think they're big on Sanity. I think they got this thing on SmackDown that they love the work of Sanity and they love pushing them as the big next dominant heel team. So I'm actually going to pick the Bludgeon Brothers to lose this match against the New Day, and the New Day becoming, and they're trying to make New Day the biggest tag team in the world, and like the tag team with the most titles. They're trying to make New Day into that big tag team, and if they even talk about splitting up. So I'm thinking that they're going to add another title reign to their history, picking a New Day over the Bludgeon Brothers for the tag team championships and going on to feud with Sanity.
I legitimately could care less. I'm gonna go with New Day because I like pancakes.
Wow. Good answer. Michael.
Good answer. I would rather not the Bludgeon Brothers momentum be killed. So in a wild card, crazy idea, I'm going to say the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win. with the assist of Bray Wyatt. Why is Bray Wyatt on SmackDown again? Well, because Kane was on SmackDown and no one freaking cared. So Bray Wyatt mysteriously appears on SmackDown, or he appears during SummerSlam.
You
and
could be on
Bray
something.
Wyatt is now mysteriously just back on SmackDown.
Hold up,
Live,
Michael.
so.
You bring a good point, because what if that is the reason that creates tension between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt for them to split up? Because there's been rumors of them splitting up soon. Maybe that's the reason that they split up. Maybe Matt's like, who is your allegiance to? Is it to me, or is it to your old brothers? You choose, either them or me. Maybe that starts something. That could be a good prediction, Michael. Everyone, you heard this first. Michael Chow Creative. This could be something. Let's remember that.
Oh, great. You see what you've done here? Now that Vince says that it's a good idea, that's not going to happen. Now New Day is definitely going over.
Oops. Anyways, we'll move on to... I guess, well, now I used to care about it. Now that they've added someone to it, I really couldn't care less. The triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship: Carmella versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. All signs pointed towards Becky Lynch winning the championship here. We're getting another title reign out of Becky Lynch. A lot of people are looking forward to that. She built enough momentum that everyone's like, okay, we can use Becky as a legit champion. Carmella, as much as me and you like her, Michael, they've really pushed her really terribly as the champion. Yeah, they've kind of done a good job with her lately, but ever since they gave her the title, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I wanted to. But now that they've added Charlotte Flair, it's too obvious. Unless Carmella is going to pull off the sneaky win here to retain, Charlotte Flair is winning this match. If you don't agree with me, look at every championship match she's been in. She's won the title, except the ones that she loses to Sasha Banks. She's won the championship. So Charlotte Flair for the win in this triple threat match. That's all I got to say about that.
I'm going to go with the not so popular opinion. I think Carmella is going to walk away with the title, or retaining the title. I'm sorry.
See, that's the only way I can see her winning. It's got to be like a cheat win. It's got to be like...
I think Raw has already started planting their seed on their women's tag team division with Bayley and Sasha. I think Carmella wins here, and the Becky Lynch and Charlotte tag team starts forming in time for the Mae Young Classic. Or, I'm sorry, the Evolution.
Okay. Michael, do you have a creative decision for this, or do you have...
I do. I just want to say, since I'm so enthusiastic about this pay-per-view, I'm just going to start throwing out wild, crazy predictions that would never happen. So here we go, guys. This is what I think is going to happen. So since there's this huge all-women pay-per-view with Hall of Famers coming back, this is probably not going to happen, but I feel Charlotte Flair is going to win, and it's going to set up Charlotte Flair defending the WWE Championship against Trish Stratus at Evolution. Everyone's tuning in. There you go. That's my wild card. Huge.
I like it. You know what?
Pick.
Book it. We need some excitement in
sir.
this goddamn pay-per-view, in this 7-hour-long shit show. We need something. Book that. Book it.
Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus.
No. You're really going to take away Trish Stratus versus Mickie James one last time? That's what I really want
one last time.
Evolution.
We're getting the one last time for Undertaker Triple H. We need a one last time for the women. I like it. You know what? Fuck you, Michael. I like it, Brian.
There it is.
I don't love it, Michael.
I knew it. These two were on the same side for the prank. They're all turning on me. I knew this was going to happen
This
again.
is actually a ploy to get you off the podcast. I'm just
You
putting
get
that
you
out
off the
there.
podcast.
Why am I still listening? Maybe I should just leave the show too. Why am I still on the show?
For you guys that don't know, this is the exact fake lines that we gave Brian to say on that one show. But move on to the Raw Women's Championship. Let's talk
really
about...
quick, Michael. You know, if you leave the podcast, I hear the Wrestling Observer is going to need a new host for their show. So,
Ooh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to say real quick. Me and Dave Meltzer are actually from the same town, so that's just very ironic. But anyway,
yeah. That explains a
Go
lot.
kick him in the nuts for me. Thank you.
Ah,
Anyways, next, the Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss, Ronda Rousey. Unless Ronda Rousey wins in record time of 2 minutes or less, I could not care two shits about this match. Is there a possibility of Natty getting involved and setting up Ronda and Natty? 100%. Do I care for that? Absolutely not. Do we need to see Ronda Rousey with the championship? Yes. I think Ronda Rousey could go for a title run at this point. Is it too early? I do agree that it's too early. There's so many things that I agree with that are wrong and right for this match. One thing I want to point out, though, and this might start something if people are listening and they want to go at a Twitter war with me. I'm all for it. I got my guns in the back. It's tough. There's been people saying that Alexa Bliss is lazy and she is afraid to take bumps. And there's more and more reports of this coming out more and more. It's tough. It's really tough. But before I go on, guys, I'm adding someone to the call. Former co-host of No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, Corporate Cappy. What's going on? Corporate Cappy, are you there? Corporate Cappy. Hello? Hello? Corporate Cappy, hello? Hello?
Okay, is he really there? You guys, is this a swerve again?
No, this ain't no
Swerve.
swerve. He's added to the call. He just can't hear us. Or we can hear him. I think, Michael, I think this might be another one of your... I think the technical difficulties we were having earlier is happening with him.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I almost did not make the show because I was having technical difficulties. They could hear me, but I couldn't hear them, so... Yeah. Cappy, if you can hear me, which you probably can't because that was my problem earlier, check your settings on speaker or Skype.
I think it might be Skype. But, anyways, while he's waiting...
Can you hear me now?
Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa!
I can't hear anything now.
Can you hear us now, Corporate Cappy? Oh my God!
That's right. And you're talking about the best match on the SummerSlam card, so I had to call in for this.
No, the best match, really?
Oh, yes.
Ouch!
Here is your moment of bliss, and I'm going to keep it short.
Ugh.
Alexa Bliss wins in a 45-second squash match. This has been your moment of bliss. This is formerly Corporate Cappy, now at Cappy Collects. That was your moment of bliss. Alexa Bliss retains in a
Wow.
45-second squash. Have a good show, guys.
Hey, Cappy, how do you... Oh,
Wow, that was it.
Oh, wow,
he
he just big leagued
dropped. He just big leagued us. We got big leagued by Corporate Cappy. Wow. Okay. Well then.
Wow, just like Brian, he abruptly left the show.
Wow.
Nope, he's off the show like his girl Sasha Banks.
How do we feel about that prediction?
Yikes.
Yikes. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it might go the other way around, but that's
Exactly. There is no way that Alexa Bliss, well, at least 45 seconds. No way. This is gonna be a squash match. Ronda Rousey's totally gonna destroy Alexa Bliss. I'm sorry. If Alexa Bliss looked like she had trouble with Nia Jax, how's she gonna freaking fight Ronda Rousey?
this is going to be a squash the other way. If this doesn't end in a squash the other way, then I give like this much about this match. 0 fucks about this match.
Yeah, it has to be a squash.
gotta
it
be
just
Ronda.
doesn't make any sense.
It's got to be Ronda. I'm picking Ronda. I'm sure you both are picking Ronda. And we can move on.
They needed a stipulation in this match to give Alexa Bliss a fighting chance. If this was like no disqualification, so she could use like chairs and like kendo sticks, then there might be something to it. But a straight up singles match, dude, Alexa Bliss, she is, and she's one of my favorites. She is in big freaking trouble. I don't know how this is gonna happen. How she's gonna pull this off.
Yeah, I'm obviously going with Ronda, but just a little maybe, a little what if. They've been really quiet about Nia Jax recently. She hasn't been mentioned on TV, anything like that. I know she was injured a few weeks ago, and they do have the whole Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss best friends history type of deal.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, but I'm not very confident on that one. But maybe, I'm just throwing that one out there, maybe.
Okay. So we'll go to the Intercontinental Championship match. Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose. I don't like I'm not a fan of the whole managers thing. Whenever they do singles match with managers in the corners, I'm not a fan of those. I really don't like those matches. It's too obvious what's going to happen. Both are going to get involved in the match in some way. Then they're going to fight each other. The referee is going to toss both of them, or toss one, then toss the other. And then the babyface comes out on top. And it's exactly what's going to happen in this one. And I'm predicting that this is a very, very interesting prediction here. You guys might have the same one. It's okay if you have the same one. Seth Rollins is going to win the championship here. They're going to be celebrating in the ring. This is where we get the big Dean Ambrose heel turn. Dirty Deed Seth Rollins, after he wins the championship belt, sets up their feud leading into Hell in a Cell next month. That's what I'm predicting.
I'm going with Ziggler for the win. But I am doing the whole Dean Ambrose heel turn. He looks like a heel. His whole mannerisms were heel. It's gonna be a heel turn. He's gonna cost Rollins the title just because they don't need it in the program. And Ziggler can actually help build or make someone by dropping the belt at Survivor Series to someone like maybe Lashley, who nobody really cares about, or even like an Elias. I think that's going to be where Ziggler drops the belt to someone to put him over at Survivor Series.
Okay. Michael, do you got a prediction? All right. A creative prediction, maybe?
Okay, a creative.
Not to put you on the spot.
Let's see here. Since both of you guys went with the heel turn with Dean Ambrose, I'll just go with Drew McIntyre turning on Dolph Ziggler. Who cares?
Oh. Sorry, I just added some excitement for whatever reason. There's nothing else to do.
Probably the best excitement SummerSlam's gotten all night.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So let's move on.
So you're going with Ziggler, Michael?
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry, Seth.
Let me go ahead and change
Oh.
it. Dolph Ziggler's going to win, but only because Jason Jordan comes back. And he thinks he's helping Seth Rollins because they're BFFs. And then I know this is way too much, but SummerSlam's way too much. So Jason Jordan comes back.
I'm going to turn down your prediction because I just read a report not too long ago that he's probably going to be done for his career because they're looking at his neck, and it's literally almost identical to Edge's neck injury. So,
Hey, his father won the freaking Olympics with a broken freaking neck, okay? So if his father can do it, he can do it. Go and get him, son.
Don't break
Okay,
kayfabe.
man.
Damn it, Michael, you're confusing me. Is it Ziggler or is it Rollins? I don't know what the hell you're...
Yeah, are you picking Ambrose or Ziggler?
Oh, for me?
Yes.
Ziggler.
So we got two Zigglers and one Ambrose.
Two Zigglers.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about some matches that are sure to be good, shall we? Number one. Everyone's labeling it as too early, but we don't know what the hell's going on with contract talks. The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. This has to be one of the show stealers. Am I wrong? Like this,
yeah,
this
this is the...
This has got to be
This
the
is-
most hype match of the entire card.
This isn't gonna be a 5-star flippy flop match. It's gonna be storytelling, like probably the best storytelling we're gonna see all year. You know, next to Gargano and Ciampa.
Because it's literally, if you think about it, when was Daniel Bryan in that NXT with Miz as his mentor? Was that 2012?
I think it was like 5 years ago.
5 years. So it's basically 5 years in the making. If you think about it.
This feud is like, it wrote itself without even... It was just so natural.
Yeah, it stemmed back from then it rekindled when Daniel Bryan became the SmackDown Live general manager, and they had that whole talking smack thing, which was amazingly done. I know they've showcased it in the highlights for this feud. And up until now, where Daniel Bryan gets cleared to wrestle again, they needed to have a match. This needs to all come down to it, and I think this is going to be one of those matches that's going to steal the show, because it's going to be, again, like you said, Brian, it's going to storytell all the frustration that Daniel Bryan's been holding up since becoming the GM of SmackDown, that Miz has been putting on Daniel Bryan up and since then. This is going to be as good as I think that John Cena and The Miz should have been at WrestleMania in their feud. Their feud was really heated as well. But I think we're going to get something better now that the women are not involved and are not in the match. It's a less of a focus, and it's more of a focus on the the two men there. Not saying anything about the women. I'm not trying to be sexist. Don't everyone, calm down. All the sensitive nannies out there, or sensitive Sallys, whatever. Anyways,
Hello, Meltzer.
this is going to be an amazing match. So shut up, Brian. This is going to be a good match. It's gonna have a lot of near falls. We're gonna get a lot of submission moves attempted. It's gonna be so close, but it's tough to pick a winner because I don't know what the contract. This all comes down. It comes down to the contract talks between WWE and Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan chooses not to resign, I can see them putting Miz over in this match. If he does resign, I can see them picking Daniel Bryan. So for me, it's a really big gamble here. So I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan. I think he re-signed with the company. I really think WWE is afraid of building the G1 Supercard next year at Madison Square Garden. Brian, because this ties into our argument, quote unquote. Did you see that Vince McMahon was really surprised, and very frustrated that ROH and New Japan sold out MSG in less than like 2 minutes?
Yeah, I actually saw that. Like I said before to you guys, I love indie wrestling. I love ROH. I love New Japan. Well, I don't love New Japan too much. It's great, but just we talked about this before in a little argument or quote unquote argument. At the end of the day, it's all business, and just seeing the fact that these guys can pull it off and sell out an MSG is a good sign. I'm not gonna say it's a threat to Vince because let's be honest.
No,
it's not gonna sell out every month, but
yeah,
it's a sign of the times.
Yeah, and it's putting the thing in Vince's head that holy crap, okay, these people that all these indie marks that love all these indie guys, they're actually that popular. They're selling out MSG, so now he's all in full sign mode to get the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, which I'm really pissed about because I don't want them to come to WWE. I really don't want them to come here. It's turned his heads on it, and that's why I think that he's not gonna let Daniel Bryan walk. A guy like Daniel Bryan will just make everyone tune into that and say fuck everything WWE at that point. So I'm thinking they've locked him in long term, lots of dough. So I'm picking Daniel Bryan over the Miz in this match.
I'm going with the Miz in both scenarios regarding his contract. Let's just say his contract up. The right thing for Daniel Bryan to do is to put Miz over, cement the Miz as, the star that he should be respected as. I know a lot of people still don't respect the Miz because he's not like we say the indie darling or the 5-star wrestler, but he is gonna go down as one of the greatest IC champs, one of the greatest wrestlers, or not wrestlers, but stars in the WWE. No matter what people say. So if his contract is up, you put over the Miz, give him the stamp. But if his contract isn't up, it's always better for Bryan to be chasing, someone. So you have the Miz go over in a screwy finish, and these guys can chase each other to Mania. And finally, Bryan gets his big win at Mania. Okay. So I'm going Miz either way.
What if Miz ends up winning the championship by WrestleMania, and then they have a WWE title match?
Exactly. Put double the stakes on the line,
Yeah.
Make it juicier.
Michael Chow?
Yeah, I know I don't say this a lot, but I'm going to have to agree with Brian for once.
Whoa!
Whoa! Yeah, my friends, it's not a swear, but I actually agree with Brian. Yeah, in both scenarios, I feel like the Miz is going over. Man, Miz is he's really up there, in my opinion, as one of my favorite superstars, up there with AJ Styles. And I just feel like, I feel like this is really going to come into play. When the Daniel Bryan always makes fun of the Miz he says he's too afraid, he's too safe to take bumps. And I really think Miz is going to put everything in the line in this match. He's going to do all the scary bumps. He's going to prove and win over Daniel Bryan's respect. I really do believe, whether Daniel Bryan is leaving or not, at the end of this match, Daniel Bryan is actually going to raise the Miz's hand, and there's going to be a huge amount of respect. It's kind of like if you guys remember a couple of years ago when Daniel Bryan took on John Cena at SummerSlam. John Cena lost, and he basically raised Daniel Bryan's hand, and then he left, and then Randy Orton obviously cashed in. But as a sign of respect, I feel like Daniel Bryan is going to let the Miz go over, and he's going to raise his hand, and I think this will set up not to jump the gun, but I feel like this is the right amount of momentum for The Miz to get back in the WWE title picture. And to jump the gun, I feel like it's going to be The Miz versus AJ Styles next for the WWE Championship.
Ooh, okay. Okay, good.
And
prediction.
you brought up his name. When Brian does raise the Miz's hand, does Randy Orton come out and shake both their hands as well?
Of course. He's shaking everything, man.
Oh
Awesome.
my god. Anyways. So I got Daniel Bryan. You two have Miz. Is that right?
Yep.
All right.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be right.
All right. So let's move on to the last SmackDown match of the card, and that is AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. I mean, what else is there to say about this? They've built the feud pretty decently. I mean, the feud, the match speaks for itself. These guys, the history I think presents itself with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles to the people that know about their history as far back as in TNA. As for the newer crowd, what do they like to call them, casuals that don't know about their history, I think they've done a decent job building it. Not as much, I think, for them. I kind of feel bad in a sense for the casuals that don't know a lot about their history. So I think the build has been slightly lackluster leading up to their championship match. But I think they're going to produce one of the matches of the night. This is another match that's going to produce one of the matches of the night if they let them go. This is my one gripe with this. We were all thinking that AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura WrestleMania was going to be the show stealer, and now it's going to be it. And it's going to be a really good match, and they're going to let them go. They held back. Literally, I didn't like the match at WrestleMania. None of their rematches after it even came close. I think literally the Finn Balor and AJ Styles match last year, the impromptu one at TLC, was way better than anything those two put together. So I have little faith, like this much faith that it's going to be terrible. I really hope it's not. I really hope they go full out and they let them go. It's going to be one of those things to see what Vince allows in this 7-hour or 7.5 hour long pay-per-view. So if I had to pick a winner, this is so tough because it can either go either way. It all depends where they're going after SummerSlam. I could see AJ Styles holding the title for a longer time. I could see Samoa Joe winning here and going on a dominant role as a heel champion on SmackDown Live going forward. I'm going to have to pick. Oh, so tough. I'm going to gamble with this one, roll the dice, picking Samoa Joe to become the new WWE champion going forward. So before you get to your two answers, I got another call coming in, and I'll patch them through.
Is it Randy?
No, it's not. But it's not letting me add them to the call. I don't understand why. So give me 1 sec. I'm wondering why it's not letting me add them to the call.
Well, if you want, so we don't have some dead air here. I actually, as much as I love Styles and I'm a fan of Joe, for some reason, I have no interest in this match. I don't know. Call me crazy. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm going with Styles just because I don't want them to make this Nakamura AJ Styles again where they try to do the three, the best of three. I'm going with Styles. Joe's good and all. It's just he does nothing for me. So I'm going with Styles just based on the fact that I could really care less.
Okay. I'm not sure how you're not into it though.
It's very weird because I'm a Styles mark. Mm-hmm. And I remember these feuds from TNA. I remember Styles from TNA. I remember Joe. It's just I don't know why. It's one of those things where it just never connected. Mm-hmm. And I was expecting more of I wouldn't say a blood feud type of deal with them. Just this build didn't feel like these guys hated each other. It ended with a love letter on SmackDown. I just wanted to see. Whoa.
Right.
I just wanted to see more, aggression out of the feud.
All right, so joining the call now, we have Datila. What's going on?
Hello.
Hi. How you guys?
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Hey. I'm doing good.
It's Morphin time.
Pterodactyl. 'Cause 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 '
We all envy you. You have a get out of school pass for SummerSlam.
Yes. But honestly, like, I really want to see Miz versus Brian so bad. But it's going to be probably like in the middle of the show. And Power Morphicon ends at 5. And by the time I get back to LA, it's going to be like 7. Oh my God. I want to watch that match so bad.
Shameless plug for $9.99. You can access that. And much more.
The thing is, my parents are going to be streaming SummerSlam on my account. So it's like I can't even watch it on the train ride back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, at least you'll be home in time to watch the great Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. So.
Oh,
there you go.
I don't even want to watch that match. The matches I was looking forward to were the mixed tag match, just because I like Andrade, and then Miz versus Bryan. I think Miz is gonna go over. I have to say, I think he's gonna go over. And then AJ versus Joe, but I just don't think they're gonna give him ample time to put on this great match because they're gonna cut it short for Reigns versus Lesnar. I think that's what's gonna happen.
It's so tough with that match. I don't know I don't know what to do when that match comes on. Like, do I watch it?
Well, it's not going to be. It can't be better than Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And I guarantee you, if it starts to get good, Vince is going to whisper into the ref's ear to tell these guys to both slow it down and to make the match even sloppier. Nothing can get over Roman versus Brock Lesnar. It can't. Vince won't allow it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what I would be more upset about, a failed cash-in or Reigns not winning the title. I don't know what would piss me off more. I honestly don't.
I don't know. It's
as soon as I see Reigns in a title picture, I'm already pissed. So I can't be pissed anymore.
Seen it way too many
You know what,
times.
Datila?
Yeah.
Datila does bring up a good point about failed cash-in. Let me tell you, if Roman wins, and to try and put him even more over with Vince's crazy mind, if Braun Strowman comes out, cashes in, but still loses, I am going to stop. Like, I'm not even going to read the results. I'm going to stop watching the main roster and reading the main roster. This is the most stupidest get-over Roman Reigns thing I've ever seen.
If that were to happen, do you know... That's it. For one, it's a gutty move to do that in Brooklyn of all places. That's if you're gonna pull something like that in Brooklyn, the crowd is gonna eat that idea alive. They're going to boo the shit out of that. They might throw chairs at Roman. So I hope that they have some sort of logic in their head to not actually pull that off. So
they don't. This is a screw you to Brooklyn. WWE doesn't care. They already announced that next year they're going to. They're going to LA next year. They don't care about Brooklyn.
They're coming back
to LA. This is the last time that they're going to be in Brooklyn because the whole beach ball thing. They don't care about Brooklyn.
You guys have.
So does that mean you guys all think KO's not going to defeat Braun Strowman?
So we'll get into that.
I'm
picking KO to win here. I think they're going to shock us all, and it all comes down to the stipulation that they put that even if Braun Strowman gets disqualified or counted out, he wins the championship belt. And I think it's going to come down not to a disqualification. I think KO is going to win that briefcase with a count out. He's going to do something to tie Braun up, or something's going to happen that KO, whether it not be a count out or a DQ, I think KO is actually going to win the briefcase here. And a lot of people would argue saying, oh, no, they made a T-shirt for Braun. There's no way he's losing the briefcase. I think Vince wants to shock and awe people with SummerSlam. I still think he's... in the back of his head, he's semi-jealous of how good NXT TakeOvers have been doing every single pay-per-view that there's a dirty pay-per-view following it. So I think we're going to get a shock factor. And I'm not just picking a homer pick because Kevin Owens is my boy there. You can see in the background there. I can't see Braun Strowman winning here over KO. It wouldn't... It's too obvious in my eyes. It's too obvious.
I think we're going to go, like you said, there's going to be a shock and awe factor, but it's going to be at the end of the show. And I'll get there when we get to the main event, but it's something people aren't really talking about.
Just based on the stipulation alone, too, I'd also have to pick KO to win, to defeat Braun Strowman. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to find some way to win. If Sami Zayn wasn't injured, I think Sami Zayn would help KO. But I don't know how he's going to do it.
It's right. It's too obvious that Braun is going to win. It doesn't make sense to me. If this is a B-level pay-per-view, I'd pick Braun Strowman in a second. It's
Hey,
SummerSlam.
we thought it was so obvious that Roman Reigns was going to beat Brock Lesnar for the title at WrestleMania, but hey, it's been proven that Swerve's
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
it's crazy and
I don't know. I don't.
I,
It's tough.
I mean, you guys want to just go there since we're already
yeah,
talking
we'll go
about
there.
it. And nobody
Let's
really...
go there.
All right, so I'm going with this whole or part of the storyline has been Paul Heyman. You know, is Brock on Heyman's side? Is Heyman on Brock's side? Is Heyman going to go to Roman, et cetera, et cetera? I think the big shock and awe is if you guys have been, I don't know if you guys have been reading up, but after SummerSlam, it's been advertised for a couple house shows, and it's going to be Braun versus Roman. So they're obviously going to go with a Braun heel turn. What better way to do that than with having Heyman announce his new, or the new beast of the WWE since Lesnar's leaving, have Braun come out with the briefcase, destroy Roman Reigns, your new champion, Braun Strowman, the new Paul Heyman guy.
Or do they save that for Monday Night Raw?
No, sir.
No.
SummerSlam. As my prediction, it's the Vince is gonna have his moment. The big dog is gonna go over. He's gonna get the bout. You know, you're gonna hear Paul Heyman grab a microphone from the side and say, you know what, you did it. You conquered the beast, but here is my new beast, the monster among men, or my new, forget the beast. I now have a monster. Cue
Right.
Braun Strowman cash in. Everybody goes
Okay.
goes home
It
happy.
is a decent prediction. I will say this though, I don't think Paul Heyman's on a full-time contract. So I think he has clause, either that or he chooses to, that he will be leaving for a bit after. He's been on TV enough times over this summer with Brock Lesnar that I think this is it after this. Or I think he's actually going to be going with Brock to the UFC. I'm going to stick to the vanilla pick. He doesn't choose an answer. He's sticking with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar drops the title to Roman Reigns because he's going over to the UFC to fight Daniel Cormier. I do not think they're going to make him carry that Universal title belt into the UFC. There's enough flack around the Universal title championship. I don't think it's going to happen. They keep making Kurt Angle ploy that Brock's the worst Universal champion of all time, blah, 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 blah. So I don't think it's going to happen. But I think Brock is going to take Heyman with him to the UFC. Roman's going to win. Paul Heyman's not choosing sides. As for the cash-in, I'm thinking no cash-in. I'm keeping it plain and vanilla. We're not going to get anything too shocking. Roman wins to a chorus of boos, and that's how we end SummerSlam. That's it. I'm sticking with the vanilla pick.
I don't know. Heyman doesn't have to be there full time. He just has to show up every Monday. He doesn't have to go on the house show circuit.
But Braun Strowman's there all the time, and he does live events.
Yeah, well, he does the live events. Who really cares? It's not on TV.
I can't see it. I can't.
All right. So you got.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, Brian, what you said about Heyman introducing Braun, I think if that were to happen, I think it would happen on Raw. I mean, I thought Dean Ambrose would return at SummerSlam, and he returned at Raw.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cappy said Brock is actually advertised for Raw the next day, so maybe
Card subject to change.
Card is always subject to change, and
It's happened before.
maybe just like his girl Sasha Banks, Brock might not be on the show as well.
Hey, that only depends on how many magazines and steaks they can get on Monday Night Raw.
Oh my God.
Get those
Anyways,
magazines.
Michael, let's hear a prediction for the main event. We've heard some.
By the way, real fast, I didn't get my predictions in for AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. I'm gonna make it quick. AJ Styles on the front cover of WWE 2K18, so AJ
I
Styles
apologize,
going
Michael.
No problem. But,
Sorry, we're trying to phase you out of the show, so it's okay.
Just doesn't get the hint.
Maybe I should leave then. Maybe I should just leave.
By the way, Tequila, what did you think of the big swerve?
I thought it was interesting. You guys had me believe it was all real, so I have to applaud you guys.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
Yes.
One of the best storylines I've seen.
I'm sorry, Michael, we didn't tell you. I apologize.
Yeah, she's actually in my area. She lives in LA, so I had to keep watching my back. I didn't want any crazy fans stabbing me for leaving the show.
Don't worry, I'm not crazy.
All right, Michael.
All right, so for me, I'm gonna get the Mike Chow creative juices going. So here we go. So I believe that Braun Strowman's gonna beat Kevin Owens to hang on to the Money in the Bank. It's gonna play a big part because Kevin Owens lost. He's gonna get so pissed off that during Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns match, when Roman wins and Braun Strowman comes down to cash in, Kevin Owens is actually gonna interfere and he's actually gonna cost Braun Strowman the cash in. So I know I said if this happened, I was going to stop watching, but I'm trying to put it in a way where, it seems like Braun Strowman is also Vince McMahon's boy. So you got to think of a way for him to lose the cash in, but seem valid. So for Kevin Owens to lose his match, he goes out there, distracts Braun Strowman because he's a sore loser. And that's when Roman Reigns takes the advantage. The stupid 2 moves of doom, the Superman punch into the spear. And there we go. We get another person losing the Money in the Bank. It's bad enough we get Baron Corbin losing, but we got to get Braun Strowman losing as well. So with the assist from Kevin Owens, Braun Strowman loses the cash in. Roman Reigns finally wins.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. That's an interesting prediction. At first, I just wanted to make a note in the chat right now of Salarax in the chat, the one who made this beautiful layout, and actually pointing out that this is an old layout, ladies and gentlemen. This wasn't one that was made for this weekend. This is an old layout that sadly... It's the same matches that we're getting at SummerSlam. It just shows you how predictable and how rinse and repeat WWE can get. But I made some edits. I put the logo up there. I put the logos in the bottom of the screen. But Salarax, guys, does amazing graphic work. Hit him up on Twitter if you guys need some graphic work or anything like that. He's saying he wants some Michael Chow juices. No homo, Michael. Michael, you're on mute.
Wow.
he didn't hear you. say it again, Michael, for our Salarax wanting the Michael Chow juices.
Oh, well, Salarax, you can shake my hand later. Very good. There you go.
Anyway, so since we have her on the line, and Datila, I do want to congratulate you for winning the Russell Rumble Pick'em contest pick. I will have them email or DM you on Twitter of how to get a free Pick'em. It's pretty easy. They'll just give you the link and you'll go and fill it out. Do you have a crazy prediction for the main event?
Thanks, Kyle. A prediction. I predict that some matches are going to be good, and then the rest are going to be horrible. They're going to find some way to piss us off like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
And this time around, I will not be watching, so I don't know where they'll piss us off.
I'm jealous.
I'll find out on my Twitter feed and through the WWE app.
All right.
So
are you picking? Are you on the Roman bandwagon? Are you picking Roman?
No, I'm not. I don't like Roman, but I don't want Lesnar to be champion.
So are you praying for a Braun Strowman cash in?
Yes, I am. Hopefully, if he does cash in and successfully does cash in, hopefully I get home in time to see that, because I would love to see that. If not, then I'm just gonna be so sad.
I don't blame you.
We will suffer through Roman. Yeah.
All right. So Brian, read over predictions for SummerSlam. I know it's very, very. There's a lot of matches.
All right, Michael. Was it Braun or Roman for you, Michael? I'm sorry.
Roman, because I said that KO would cost Braun Strowman the cash in.
All right. So SummerSlam, I have Michael going with. Let's see if this is right. B Team, Gulak, Almas, Corbin, Nakamura, Bludgeon Brothers, Charlotte, Rousey, Ziggler, Miz, Styles, and Roman.
Yes.
All right. Kyle, I have your incorrect pick of the Revival.
Incorrect. Okay.
The Revival, Alexander.
Hey, I'm with Kyle.
Yeah, she is.
I'm sorry to hear that. Alexander, Almas, Baylor, Hardy. I didn't get you on the Bludgeon Brothers or New Day.
I picked the New Day.
New Day? All right, good choice, good choice.
I'm glad you said Baylor, because it is Finn Balor, according to Kurt Angle, not Balor.
Yeah, it's Finn Gaylor, if you ask me. But anyway, Charlotte, Rousey, Seth, Brian, Joe, and Roman.
Correct.
Awesome. And then for NXT, Michael, you have Dream, Adam Cole, Undisputed Era, Mr. Baszler, and Ciampa.
Yes.
Okay, Kyle, same thing. And the only thing I have different is EC3.
All right, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out as our predictions champion. Now, are we combining the scores from both pay-per-views? How are we going to do this, guys?
I think we were gonna have to because we're pretty. Let's see. We got.
I think we might have to combine.
One,
let's do
two,
the whole
3, 4,
weekend.
5.
Let's do the whole weekend. Let's do it big.
Yeah,
we'll
I say
combine
we
the
do the whole
scores,
weekend.
and then we'll see who the predictions champion is. And I don't know.
Okay, so also on the on the main event, I went with Braun. Does that win? Does that count? Or
I think we all. Do you think he's gonna cash in like during the match? I don't remember. Do you say during the match or after the match?
after the match?
Okay.
All
So
right. So then I
who
guess
did you
I'm going
pick
Roman.
I think that counts as an extra point because it is technically another match.
Okay,
If
we'll
it
give,
is
we'll
after
give it a
the match is
0.5.
done.
We'll give it a 0.5.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, you know what? We can do that to kind of separate us from all the tie or the same picks we have. So we'll do a 1 point extra for cash in. Cash in, yes or no?
No.
I must go yes.
Yes. No. And I'm going yes.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, Datila, thank you for calling in. Do appreciate your time here, and congratulations again on winning the prize for
Thank you.
today. And we'll
Thank
be in
you.
contact on Twitter with how you get that free pick'em contest.
All right.
Okay.
It's been fun chatting with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy SummerSlam weekend. And if you guys follow me on Twitter and Facebook, I will be posting pictures from this weekend too. If you guys are interested in seeing the
Sweet.
picture.
Oh,
Yeah,
be
you
sure
need
to
two
check those
sweet.
out. Too sweet.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm actually gonna
All
post it tomorrow as kind of a throwback from the first one. So
Sorry, say that again.
I said I'm actually gonna post a picture tomorrow from the first one that I attended.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
One.
I'll
It's
check
my
it out.
third one. Okay.
All right, Datila. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
All right. Have a
Great
good
night.
night.
Deuces. So that was Datila, avid listener of the podcast, calling in. So thank you to all who called in today for show. Really do appreciate it. It's been going on long. I think we're at the we're at a 2 hour mark. We're at the 2 hour and 16-minute mark of the show. So I think we're about to wrap it up.
Holy hell.
So
We're the NXT pre-show.
yeah, basically. We're about that much into SummerSlam what the actual time's going to be.
Jeez.
I'm not looking forward to it, guys. It's going to be a very, very long weekend. But again, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to TakeOver, mostly, obviously, NXT mark that I am. SummerSlam, still going to watch it. I'm having people over. Going to have a SummerSlam barbecue. Cappy's coming over. All the usuals. No self-fail and all the goons. Do you guys have
Did you
any
get
big
invited,
plans?
Michael? I don't know. I didn't get invited, Michael. Did you get invited?
No, I didn't get invited, but that might have been a prank. So I was like, oh, maybe I did get invited. I don't know.
It was a work. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm having a couple people over for SummerSlam. NXT, I'm just gonna hang out and chill by myself. But yeah, SummerSlam's always.
I
pretty
might.
cool.
I'm trying to. I forgot to look for it. I want to know if there's a SummerSlam drinking game out there, and I will Periscope me doing anything on the drinking game. I might do that for the channel. So stay tuned to our Twitter page
Great.
at No Holds Barred.
It's gonna be Cappy and Kyle just shaking hands the whole time.
I might be. Oh stop! Oh stop, Brian. Yeah. But Brian, in a way, welcome back. It's good to have you
Awesome.
back.
It's good to be back. I was never gone.
I know it was a long hiatus, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I just want to say, after getting pranked myself this entire time, seeing these two coming back together, it's like when Vince McMahon introduced Eric Bischoff and these two started hugging each other. So I'm literally imagining Kyle and Brian hugging each other, rejoicing of being back.
That scene of Vince McMahon and Eric Bischoff embracing, that was me and Brian.
No. We're updating it. We're shaking hands.
Okay, we're shaking. Whatever. But I want to show some love to everyone that joined us in the chat today. We have Datila. We have Cupid Girl 125. We had Glorious Craig. Dadass Podcast. Go check him out, guys, and give him a follow. We had Corporate Cappy call in as well, and him in the chat. Salarex, the guy that made these beautiful designs, guys. He does excellent work. He made the Lowdown Show logo. Guy is literally on another level. Like amazing graphic work. So go check him out and give him a follow as well. Hit him up for any graphic design work. So thank you to all who joined the chat and called in on the show today. This very long predictions podcast. Brian, welcome back, guys. Big things coming for the Lowdown Show. Again, we're going to make it more in-depth with NXT, spending little time on the main roster for obvious reasons. But before we end off the show, I just want to say, guys, again, go check out WrestleRumble.com and at WrestleRumble on Twitter. They do a fantastic pick'em contest. You can see there all the prizes for the SummerSlam contest, the TakeOver contest, and the extra contest they're doing for the Replica Winged Eagle Championship belt. $3 each. For extra additional entries into that, and they also have the MVP standings as well. So go show some love to our boys at WrestleRumble.com. Other than that, guys, show some love also to our sponsor. I don't have a graphic for it for YouTube just yet. ExtremeWrestlingShirts.com. They specialize in pro wrestling T-shirts and merchandise, all from WWE. Go check it out, guys. Use code NOHOLDS at checkout to save 10% on your order. One person a month will receive an extra gift on their order. So go check them out, guys. ExtremeWrestlingShirts.com and show love to our official sponsor of the podcast. Now to the end, guys. Do you two have anything to say?
No, it's good to be back. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. There's been no animosity. It's been no animosity between me and Kyle. Yes, we all have our own opinions on wrestling and the current product, but it's always been in good fun. I respect his opinion. He respects mine. We're not going to agree on everything all the time, but hey, we're all here to have fun. And to anyone,
we brought some fun to you guys. I hope you guys didn't take it too much to heart. The work and I loved what we did. We love to bring a lot of excitement here at the podcast. Me and Brian have been thinking about doing this for a while. And sorry, Michael. We didn't include you. I wish we could have, but we wanted to make it some sort. We want to make it sort of interesting because we didn't want to fill you in too much on it. So
yeah, I apologize for nothing, Michael.
This is like me waking up and finding out that the Montreal Screwjob was a work. Like Vince coming out and saying, hey, and Vince coming out with Bret Hart and saying, hey, you know what? It was a work the entire time.
Oh, you didn't hear?
We need it.
It was a work.
Was it really?
No.
See, now I don't know what to believe anymore. Jeez. This has ruined me for life.
But guys, tune into the Lowdown Show every single week on Wednesday or Thursday where we review NXT. And again, big things coming to the show. So thank you for tuning in today for the Lowdown in Brooklyn right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. Your Canadian wrestling podcast that talks about the WWE and no holds barred on anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. You can follow us on Spreaker, Spreaker.com/NHBWP. You can download the app. That's where we do all our live shows. You can also, check us out on iTunes and Stitcher Radio as well. All links will be right down in the description below. Guys, I am your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I will see you next time.
Talk about the NYC, it's my city and I'm repping to the death for me. Yeah, steady hustle in the city that never sleeps. Street smart heads.
New York City.
New York. Are y'all ready for this?